Dengan dilandasi keyakinan, UT mampu beradaptasi dengan setiap perubahan dan sumber daya manusia yang excellent, serta memiliki jiwa dan karakter Pancasila yang kuat. Universitas Terbuka siap menyongsong era baru pendidikan tinggi jarak jauh di tanah air yang modern menuju Indonesia maju.
Dahulu, ketika UT didirikan pada tahun 1984.
Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, Rahayu, Rahayu, Rahayu. A very good morning and a warm welcome to the 6th International Seminars on Business, Economic, Social Science and Technology, or ISBEST, with the themes of entrepreneurial resilience, key to the green-blue economy ecosystem. May I have your hands, your clapping, please? This symposium is proudly presented to you by the Faculty of Economic and Business of Universitas Terbuka and also proudly sponsored by PT Intan Sejati, PT Macanan Jaya Cemerlang, PT My Icon Technology, and PT Temprina from Jawa Post Groups. My name is Bijak, and I will be your host for today. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin this historical event of ours today, let us begin by rising together to sing the national anthem of Indonesia, followed by the hymn of Universitas Terbuka. All participants are welcome to stand. you're welcome to be seated again. Dear ladies and gentlemen, and all distinguished participants, it is with great pleasure that we welcome you today with a mesmerizing cultural experience. This dance that will be performed right in front of you is a traditional dance from Indonesia that reflects religion, manners, education, solidarity, heroism, and togetherness. And moreover, this dance will be performed by 15 dancers from Sanggar Tari SMA Dharma Karya Universitas Terbuka. Without further ado, dear ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tari Saman.
Dengan bismillah awailan pupun lun lake ampun segala dosa segala puja hamwa ke Allah ke Rasulullah salam sejahtera. Amin Allah semua amin. Berkat Rahman Allah yang berinang raja mamu sejahtera. Berkat Rahman Allah yang berinang raja mamu sejahtera. Putingan jangan aku dengan misahan tama tak jombeti kamu salah. Putingan janggut aku dengan misal sayang acur bangun kalan badai jipon angin lewat terba matimpa hai padai karuba karuba salam bebuda kamu kadua salam berguna. Hai dengan lon kisah dengan lon kisah di langit bintang di rumah pada boleh nak tegle boleh le asa amma bayan jidang amma bayan jidang ajar putra gekem kekalan cicem cerita rupa di langit bintang di rumah pada boleh lah tegle boleh le asa. Hai rakaran maran siung babirang rakaran lamana siung babirang rakaran lamana siung babirang siung rakaran lamana. Pula berau jika dua rataja abenang rau daya dra bertajaga lelam nanya puja ke Tuhan jangan malam besok lupa Cia Allahu Rabbi Allahumma lam dunya inanya lekat salan tinggal sembahyang dengan puasa Allahumma lam dunya inanya lekat salan tinggal sembahyang dengan puasa malam nanya letak salam tinggal sama-sama dengan puasa tinggal sama-sama dengan puasa tinggal sembahyang.
Once again, round of applause for Tari Saman. Following on, dear ladies and gentlemen, let us hear a report from the chairman of ISBEST, Dr. Erlambang Darmanto. Dr. Erlambang, the stage is all yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 6th International Business, Economic, Science and Technology Seminar, or ISBEST 2023 at the Universitas Terbuka. As chair of ISBEST 2023 Committee, I would like to convey my warm greetings to all guests and participants of this seminar. This seminar continues the previous annual symposium held by Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Terbuka. This year, the seminar theme is Entrepreneurial Resilience, key to the green-blue economy ecosystem. This conference was held at Universitas Terbuka Convention Center and the Universitas Terbuka YouTube channel, UTTV. Therefore, let me welcome both online and offline participants. The series of international seminar activities is COBISMA, COPSI, and ISBEST, Faculty of Economics, Universitas Terbuka, was carried off with the vision to become a forum for services and development of international standard scientific conference and development of scientific publications in the field of entrepreneurship and economics. This international seminar aims to equip students, lecturers, and stakeholders with the latest insight and knowledge about the conditions and problems of entrepreneurship in the green or blue economic ecosystem. Specifically, the international seminar has following the objective. Number one is provides insight into how digital technology-based entrepreneurship can increase capacity amidst rapid and drastic change in the global economy. Number two, foster the enthusiasm of all parties for entrepreneurship in the digital era. Number three, discussing of the digital world offers vast and new resources for entrepreneurs to tap info from open data, collection, content, goods, and services that are growing exponentially. Number four, provide views regarding cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset in identifying suitable opportunities, getting to know customer, fulfilling legal requirements, and effort to increase capital in digital entrepreneurship. This activity is an international scientific discussion attended by participation from within and outside the country in the hybrid manner, with material to be presented by resource person according to a predetermined theme. The target to be achieved in the ISBEST, COPSI, and COBISMA international seminar activities is to create a knowledge-based society and foster a culture of appreciation for inventors and innovators who have contributed to accelerating public services. The central seminar theme is Entrepreneurial Resilient Key to the Green-Blue Economy Ecosystem. There are 6 sub-themes for this year's seminar, including 1. Circular Economy and Entrepreneurship. 2. Sustainable Finance and Investment. 3. Sustainable Supply Chain Management. 4. Sustainable Tourism Entrepreneurship. 5. Building Sustainable Business Resilience. And the last, or the 6th theme is Islamic Economy and Finance Development. In this seminar, we will hold discussion with speakers from Department of Sharia Economics, Academy of Islamic Studies, University Malaysia, and from Gachon University of South Korea. In the afternoon, we will hold a parallel session with 74 presenters. The speakers are lecturers, researchers, practitioners, and students from various institutions such as Mahmud Yunus State Islamic University, ITB Istiqom Bali, STIE Yasa Anggana, Mahasaraswati University, Syed Ali Rahmatullah State Islamic University, Khairun Indonesia University, Raden Intan Lampung State Islamic University, Diponegoro University, Telkom University, and Universitas Terbuka. The full papers presented at this conference will be published in proceeding of the ISSN conference. Finally, we would like to express our most profound appreciation and thank you to all committee and sponsors, including number 1, PT Intan Sejati, number 2, PT Macanan Jaya Cemerlang, number 3, PT My Icon Technology, number 4, PT Temprina from Jaya Post Group. Along with all parties who have contributed their thoughts, time, and energy to this seminar, we hope that the 6 ISBEST can provide benefits and contribute to developing scientific publication. This seminar will be productive and help all for us in the future. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Dr. Erlambang, for an amazing report. Following on, dear ladies and gentlemen, we will hear the welcoming speech from the Deans of the Faculty of Economic and Business of Universitas Terbuka, Dr. Mairani Harsasi. To Dr. Mairani, the stage is all yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, selamat pagi, and best wishes to all of us. To our respected guest, the keynote speaker, Bapak Arif Rahman Hakim, Secretary of Minister of Cooperatives and Small Medium Enterprises of the Republic of Indonesia. Panel speakers, Professor Jin Kwang So from Gachon University, South Korea. Good morning, Prof. So. Professor Dr. Asmak Binti Abdul Rahman from University Malaya, Malaysia. Good morning, Prof. Asmak. Professor Dr. Nafsia Muhammad from University Teknologi Mara, Malaysia. Professor Ojad Darajat Embus, PhD, Rector of Universitas Terbuka. Vice Deans of Faculty of Economics and Business, Chairman of ISBEST, Dr. Erlambang Budi Darmanto, Committees of ISBEST, and to all presenters and participants of the 6th ISBEST 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm profoundly honored and delighted to stand before you today as the Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Business to welcome you all to the 6th International Seminar on Business, Economics, Social Science, and Technology, ISBEST 2023, with the theme Entrepreneurial Resilience, Key to the Green-Blue Economy Ecosystem. Your presence here is a testament to your dedication to the pursuit of knowledge and your commitment of shaping a sustainable future. In today's world, we are faced with a myriad of challenges, from climate change to economic instability, that demand innovative and resilient solutions. Our theme, Entrepreneurial Resilience, encapsulates the spirit of adaptability, creativity, and sustainability that are crucial for addressing these challenges. The seminar serves as a platform for scholars, entrepreneurs, policymakers, and industry experts from around the world to come together, share their insight, and engage in meaningful discussions. We believe that the exchange of ideas and experiences in this diverse and dynamic gathering will foster a deeper understanding of how entrepreneurship can drive the green-blue economy ecosystem towards a more sustainable and prosperous future. Distinguished guests, in this seminar, we will explore the interplay between entrepreneurship and resilience in the context of environmental conservation, resource management, and economic development. We will examine best practices, case studies, and research findings that offer valuable insight into building business that not only withstand challenges, but also contribute to the preservation of our environment. Our lineup of distinguished speakers comprises experts in various fields who will share their expertise and shed light of innovative strategies, sustainable practices, and policy initiatives. Their collective wisdom and experiences promise to enrich our understanding of the entrepreneurial ecosystem and how it can thrive in harmony with our natural surroundings. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our keynote speakers, panel speakers, and paper presenters who have invested their time and effort in preparing for this seminar. Your contributions are the lifeblood of this event, and we eagerly anticipate the knowledge you will impart. I must also extend heartfelt appreciation for our organizing committee, sponsors, and partners who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the success of this seminar. Your dedication to making this event possible has not gone unnoticed, and we are immensely grateful for your support. To our participants, I encourage you to actively engage in the discussions, network with your peers, and seize the opportunity to foster collaborations that may lead to the groundbreaking advancement in the realm of entrepreneurial resilience. In closing, I'm confident that this international seminar will serve as crucible of ideas, inspirations, and innovations. Let us collectively embark on this intellectual journey, united in our commitment to harness the power of entrepreneurship for the betterment of our green-blue economy ecosystem. Thank you once again for gracing with us with your presence, and I look forward to fruitful deliberations, insightful conversations, and lasting partnership. Wishing you all a stimulating and enriching seminar ahead. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you so much, Dr. Merani. Following on, dear ladies and gentlemen, to officially open the 6th International Seminars on Business, Economics, Social Science, and Technology, let us hear a welcoming speech from the Rector of Universitas Terbuka, Professor Ojat Darojat M. Bus, PhD.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning and best wishes to all of us. Salam, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, Rahayu, Rahayu, Rahayu. Attendance, our respected guests, keynote speakers, Bapak Insinyur Arif Rahman Hakim MS, the Secretary of Minister of Cooperative and Small and Medium-Sized Enterprise of the Republic of Indonesia, will join virtually with us. Also, panel speakers, Professor Sojin Kwang from Gachon University. Thank you for your coming. And then Professor Dr. Asmak Binti Abdul Rahman from University Malaysia. Professor Dr. Nafsiah Muhammad bin from University Teknologi Mara, Malaysia. Also Vice Rectors, Pak Yunus for Academic Affairs, the Dean of the Faculties coming here, and Dr. Marini Harsasi, the Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Business. Also Vice Deans of the Faculty of Economics and Business, Chairman, the ISBEST, Bapak Erlambang, committees, and to all presenters and participants, especially our students coming here virtual. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I would like to express my gratitude to the Almighty for His blessing that have allowed us to gather here today at the 6th International Seminar on Business, Economics, Social Science, and Technology under the theme Entrepreneurial Resilience, Key to Green-Blue Economy Ecosystem. Respected sirs and madams, currently the world is once again in turmoil after approximately 3 years of battling against COVID-19. For real small and medium-sized enterprise are rising, thriving once more. Yet, amidst this trial, we have witnessed the resilience of numerous entrepreneurs as they have risen from adversity and continued to flourish. It is in this context that we recognize the significance of entrepreneurial resilience, a powerful quality that empowers entrepreneurs to adapt and to unforeseen changes and also emerge stronger in the face of adversity. The resilience, however, is not limited to entrepreneurs alone. It holds immense value for all of us. As we are here, where the era of disruptions has impacted business across the spectrum from small and medium-sized enterprise to large enterprise. Nevertheless, it is heartening to witness the emergence of new practices such as the widespread adoption of online sales through marketplace and the strategic use of social media. These adaptations serve as tangible evidence of the capacity of entrepreneurs to adapt and thrive in challenging circumstances, exemplifying remarkable entrepreneurial resilience. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the global community is currently engaged in a race to establish blue and green economics, and Indonesia is no exception to this pursuit. While the blue economy primarily revolves around maritime economics, it fundamentally represents an economic model grounded in the empowerment of the people contributing to national development. On the other hand, the green economy is characterized by its focus on inclusive, environmentally friendly economic practices and intimately tied to the concept of food security. Indonesia, endowed as it is with agricultural and marine resources, is exceptionally well suited for the implementation of both blue and green economics. The adaptation of this approach is in harmony with the triple track strategy, comprising pro-poor, pro-growth, pro-job, and pro-environment initiatives. These endeavors are not only a means of supporting and well-being of future generations, but also a safeguard to ensure equitable access to our abundant natural resources. In essence, the responsible stewardship of limited resources is vital to foster inclusivity. Ladies and gentlemen, for the 6th International Seminar on Business, Economic, Social Science and Technology, this year, we have chosen the theme Entrepreneurial Resilience, Key to Green-Blue Economy Ecosystem. It resonates deeply with us since the cultivation of entrepreneurial resilience is an indisputable component in creating inclusive grassroots economic ecosystem. In hosting the 6th editions of ISBEST, we envision the Faculty of Economic and Business, UT, to be a conduit for the development of a more prosperous economic landscape. This will be achieved through the avenues of education, research, and community services. The research and community service initiative undertaken by our esteemed faculty are intended to complement the effort of our government. Together, we aim to nurture entrepreneurial resilience within society, foster an entrepreneurial spirit, and elevate the performance of our small and medium-sized enterprise. Sustaining and championing best practices, such as the consistent organization of international seminars, remains paramount. The seminars serve as platform for disseminating research insight and transcending borders to benefit both for our local and international communities. Moreover, the ISBEST platform affords our academic community the opportunity to broaden their horizons and forge invaluable connections with universities worldwide, facilitating robust and productive collaborations. To all who involved in ISBEST, I extend my gratitude and appreciations to all of the organizing committee and especially to the Faculty of Economic and Business. Also allow me once again to extend my sincere gratitude to our keynote speakers, panel speakers, presenters, and participants, whether you join us in person or virtually. I encourage you to immerse yourself in the conference and wish you enduring success on your journey ahead. In this session, also I would like to let you know, the participant, that yesterday, our university, Universitas Terbuka, just celebrate our success. Currently, in this semester, UT has student body more than 500,000. Please applause for us. So, UT, Mulai University, has been regarded as one of the mega university in this world. Give applause for us. With that, I would like to announce that The 6th International Seminar on Business, Economic and Social Science and Technology 2023 is now officially open by saying Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear Professor, please remain on stage because we're about to proceed to our next agenda, which is the giving of token of appreciation. Therefore, we'd like to invite the Deans of Faculty of Economic and Business and also the Chairman of ISBEST to present the token of appreciation. Once again, round of applause, dear ladies and gentlemen. Following on, we will now enter our keynote sessions that will be given from the Secretary of the Ministry of Cooperatives and Small and Medium Enterprises of Indonesia, Mr. Arif Rahman Hakim, that will be presented online through Zoom. Mr. Arif, are you with me today on this beautiful morning? All right, the stage is all yours. Thank you so much.
Minister of successful greeting to all members of the University Academic Community Seminar. In this seminar, I will use that I provide guidance. Saya akan membacakan sambutan dari KM yang saya hormati Prof. Dekan Fakultas Ekonomi Universitas Terbuka, Dr. Erlambang Budi Darmanto, the Chairman of ISBEST, para pembicara yang tercantum di teks saya, Profesor Dr. Asmak dari Universitas Malaya, Profesor Kwang dari Gyeongsang University Korea Selatan, dan pembicara dari University of Toronto, Kanada, serta para tamu undangan yang saya muliakan. Kami sangat mengapresiasi Universitas Terbuka yang telah menginisiasi untuk menyelenggarakan seminar internasional dengan topik International Seminar on Business, Economic, Social Science, and Technology. Topik ini sangat relevan dengan keadaan sekarang ini, di mana masalah lingkungan menjadi isu bagi kota-kota besar di seluruh negara, termasuk Indonesia. Polusi telah menjadi ancaman kesehatan dan deforestasi akibat dari eksploitasi yang berlebihan berdampak pada menurunnya fungsi hutan sebagai penyerap emisi karbon dioksida. Saat ini ekonomi hijau memiliki peluang yang besar bagi seluruh negara di dunia, termasuk Indonesia. Peluang usaha senilai 10,1 triliun tahun 2030. Indonesia diprediksi akan menciptakan 40 juta lapangan kerja baru dari ekonomi hijau di tahun 2030, meningkatkan investasi hingga 642 triliun pada nilai ekonomi Indonesia pada tahun 2030. Wirausaha muda di Indonesia sendiri memiliki peluang besar dan mendukung ekonomi hijau dan patut dijadikan sebagai praktik. 84% muda telah melakukan bisnis produk hijau, 58% wirausaha muda memulai bisnis untuk perbaikan lingkungan, 56% wirausaha muda telah menghasilkan green value, low carbon product, waste reduction. Bagi UMKM, transformasi bisnis hijau bukan hanya sekedar kepatuhan terhadap regulasi lingkungan, tapi dapat mengurangi biaya operasional jangka panjang dengan efisiensi energi, pengurangan limbah, dan mendapatkan pasar. Menurut laporan dari beberapa sumber, termasuk dari Boston Consulting Group, yang berjudul Realizing Indonesia Green Growth Potential, pertumbuhan ekonomi hijau di Indonesia tiga fokus utama. Pertama, strategi dan layanan profesional dan potensi pasar mencapai 46 miliar US dollar pada tahun 2030. Yang kedua, solusi untuk mengoptimalkan intensitas gas rumah kaca dengan potensi pasar senilai 350 miliar US dollar pada tahun 2030. Yang ketiga, kompensasi emisi dengan potensi pasar mencapai 3,5 miliar US dollar pada tahun 2030. Pentingnya mendorong peningkatan investasi yang mendukung agenda ekonomi pada sektor UMKM lokal, karena sekitar 94 sampai 92% UMKM tertarik dengan praktek usaha ramah lingkungan, dan sekitar 86 sampai 90% tertarik untuk melakukan praktek usaha itu. Saat ini baru terdapat 50% pelaku UMKM yang mampu menerapkan pola ekonomi hijau. Dengan bertambahnya kuantitas pelaku UMKM itu, maka akan diindikasi pada bertambahnya lapangan pekerjaan berlabelkan green job maupun green skill. Kementerian Koperasi dan UMKM terus berupaya mendorong implementasi strategi pengembangan UMKM hijau. 70% program prioritas UMKM menyasar langsung kepada pelaku UMKM anak muda, perempuan yang ramah lingkungan. Yang kedua, program kemitraan usaha seperti Green Value Chain sudah diterapkan di Al-Ittifaq serta sertifikasi organik, sayur mayur, dan buah-buahan. Yang ketiga, perluasan akses pasar melalui e-commerce, green product, serta pameran skala internasional aktif ekonomi hijau. Yang keempat, meningkatkan target rasio kredit perbankan untuk UMKM menjadi 30% pada tahun 2024 dan kerjasama pemerintah Indonesia dengan pemerintah Korea untuk mendirikan Green Business Center di 2011 sebagai pusat pengembangan kewirausahaan dan pusat alih teknologi bisnis hijau inovatif. Kantor untuk Green Business Center ada di gedung di Jalan Gatot. Lebih lanjut, untuk meningkatkan wirausaha yang inovatif, Kementerian Koperasi dan UKM melalui Peraturan Presiden Nomor 2 Tahun 2002 tentang pengembangan kewirausahaan nasional mendorong kolaborasi pemerintah dalam hal ini ada 27 kementerian lembaga untuk berkolaborasi dalam berbagai program. Secara khusus pada Kementerian Koperasi dan UKM, program kewirausahaan meliputi entrepreneur development, ya, kita mengembangkan konsultasi bisnis dan pendampingan dari wirausaha, dan ada inkubasi startup Indonesia bekerjasama dengan perguruan tinggi yang sudah melakukan MOU dengan Kementerian UKM untuk mengembangkan lembaga inkubator berbasis inovasi dan penelitian. Yang ketiga, pembiayaan wirausaha. UMKM yang telah ditingkatkan kapasitas usahanya diperkuat dari segi permodalan melalui fasilitas akses pembiayaan. Untuk mendukung ekosistem wirausaha yang saling terhubung, Kementerian Koperasi dan UKM mendorong transformasi digital UMKM dengan target hingga 2024 30 juta UMKM on boarding digital. Sampai dengan Juni 2023, jumlah UMKM on boarding sebanyak 22,8 juta UMKM. Permasalahan utama dalam pendataan digital adalah cara lain e-commerce tidak dapat memberikan data payment ini sesuai dengan perlindungan data pribadi. Bapak itu yang saya muliakan, dalam rangka memperkuat kolaborasi, Kementerian Koperasi dan UKM telah melakukan MOU dengan berbagai universitas guna mengembangkan potensi perkoperasian dan UMKM melalui pendidikan, pendampingan, pemagangan, pengabdian kepada masyarakat, dan program Merdeka Belajar Merdeka, dan terus mendorong agar lembaga inkubator di kampus bisa menjadi pengembangan UMKM utamanya sektor UMKM hijau. Sebagai penutup, kami berharap semoga internasional seminar on business, economic, social science, and technology yang diselenggarakan oleh Fakultas Ekonomi Universitas Terbuka dapat berjalan lancar dan membawa memanfaatkan guna meningkatkan kolaborasi dan membangun iklim usaha ekonomi yang hijau, yang progresif dan inovatif bagi seluruh Universitas Terbuka dan bagi seluruh kalangan kampus. Demikian yang dapat kami sampaikan. Mohon maaf apabila ada hal-hal yang kurang berkenan. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arif Rahman Hakim, for your inspiring yet insightful keynote speech. Therefore, to express our gratitude and thank you to you, we would like to present you with a certificate of participation.
Terima kasih kembali Pak. Semoga sukses kegiatan sehari.
Excellent. Once again, round of applause, dear ladies and gentlemen, to Mr. Arif Rahman Hakim. Ladies and gentlemen, following on, to capture this historical and beautiful moment of ours, we will now have a group photos. Therefore, I would like to humbly invite all of the distinguished guests from Professor So Jin Kwang from Gachon University, Professor Dr. Asmak Binti Abrahaman, Professor Dr. Nafsia Muhammad, the Rector of Universitas Terbuka, all Vice Rectors, the Academic Senates, the representative from the Board of Trustees, Deans, and all honorable guests to come up front to have a group photo session together. Another pose, perhaps? Semangat. Once again, thank you so much, Mr. Arif. You are welcome to continue to your agenda as you will. And once again, thank you so much for your speech in the ISBEST 2023.
Terima kasih, saya izin pamit.
Thank you so much, sir. Dear ladies and gentlemen, following on, we will now enter the long-awaited panel session with two distinguished speakers from our international partner, which is Professor Dr. Asmak Binti Rahman and Professor So Jin Kwang. But I'm not alone today because this discussion will be led by a very well-known mentor of mine, an idol of mine, finishing his doctorate degree at Universitas Negeri Jakarta and receiving his professor title back in 2018. This figures held 14 Best Paper Awards and also 59 Intellectual Property Certificates. Please welcome Professor Dr. Maximus Gorky Sembiring, MSc. Di atas berapa? Professor Gorky, are you here with me today?
Yes. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. I'm very happy today because I will be moderating the session and I don't have any background at all about ISBEST. So I'm your student for these 2 hours. And also I would like to appreciate all the participants, not only in this room, but also from online session. So we have 2 distinguished guests today, distinguished speakers actually, Professor So and Ibu Asmak. In Indonesia, I usually say to somebody that very respectful with Pak, P-A-K, not P-A-R-K, because Park is family name from Korean. Yeah, Pak, yeah, this is your...
Thank you very much.
If we see the topics today, entrepreneurial resilience, and then just now, Bapak Arif Rahman from the ministry said that we have to very careful pay attention to green economy plus blue economy ecosystem. And later on, you will talk to us about sustainability. First of all, in my view, when we are talking about green and blue economy ecosystem, in other words, I'm not economics, it's sustainability, and that's would be your topics. Yeah, this is the your curriculum vitae, and in one hand, I agree that we have to be resilient, agile, another word of resilience in my view. Yes, but you have your first degree, second degree, and third degree from the same university. Yeah. So how can we adopt anything from outside as you have your degree from the same university from, let's say, first degree, second degree, and third degree? Do you have a comment, small talk about this, please?
I had to receive the bachelor degree and the master degree and the PhD degree from the same university, Seoul National University in Korea, because I didn't speak English at all at the time, so I couldn't go to other countries because I didn't know English actually, yeah. Because you know my mother was born in 1930s.
30, yeah.
You're too old now. Died old. And my mother didn't speak English at all. So I couldn't learn English from my mother. So English is not my mother tongue. So I couldn't go to other countries to learn more. Okay? Yeah, it's fine. I got the 3
degree from the same university.
From the same university in Korea.
Yeah, in my view, you are very a loyal person and persistent as well, because you go to the same university start from the beginning up to the end.
No, my ancestors originated from before the Silla dynasty, about 2,000 years ago. My ancestors are from the royal family.
Oh,
So
okay.
I am rooted from the royal family.
And apart from that, if I see your, let's say, your look, you are very younger. But you told me this morning that you have reached
Yeah,
71 years old.
in Korean terms, I am 71 years old, but my brain,
Yes?
I have to know better. Yeah. So it's fine. I look like a young boy.
Yeah, yeah. No, yes. Okay, give big applause to Professor So. And another thing, I read from your CV as well, you have almost more than 200 publications in books, book chapters, and article journals, and so on. How you manage that kind of thing so you may have more than 200 publications? I think this is good also for us, for students, and also for lecturers, young lecturers from our university.
Right. I published more than 30 books,
Yes?
but mostly in Korean.
Yeah.
And then about 200 papers published already, but mostly in Korea,
Yeah.
because I don't know English. You know. And then my major is actually regional development and the development studies or community development, and then development of public administration. Yeah. And then it took me nearly 10 years to get a PhD degree from Seoul National University, just for PhD course. Oh, it took me 10 years. It's the evidence, then I'm very stupid. Yeah. And I had to work hard.
Okay, that's the key. Yeah. Work hard. Thank you. Once again, big applause to Professor So.
Thank you.
Our second speaker, Ibu Asmak. One from Korea, one from Malaysia. I also see in your CV, you also have more than 200 publication in books, journal articles, and also book chapters. And then you also get your first, second, and third degree from the same university. Yeah. What is your comment about that?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Prof, and all the participants, all the audience. So I'm very proud to say that I got my PhD from University of Malaya, my first, second, and third degree. So basically, I think that at which actually developed my passion for research and publication. So the culture there allowed me to develop the passion that I have on doing research and also on publication. So in terms of internationalization experience, even though I do not get my PhD or my degree overseas, I attend a few conferences, do my research engagement in various countries. For example, I went to Sweden, Norway, to Turkey, to UK, to Australia to do research, which I got grant from the Ministry of Higher Education, from and even from the industry. So with that experience developed me and also my expertise. And I am very happy that today I have the opportunity to meet all of you today. And I hope actually I can speak Indonesian with the Indonesian accent, but maybe a little bit with bahasa Indonesia yang mungkin enggak enak. Tapi saya sebenarnya sangat enjoy, menikmati bahasa Indonesia kerana begitu sangat ganteng. Apa ya, sangat, you are very precise the language.
Oh, okay.
Sangat bagus ya.
Ganteng?
Yeah, sangat.
If you said ganteng, that's handsome. It's like me.
I mean that, sangat, bahasanya sangat bagus.
Bagus,
Saya memang suka
yeah,
mendengarnya. Sehingga kan, bila saya bilang pada teman saya suka mendengar bahasa Indonesia. Dan mereka bilang, maybe you influenced by the sinetron. I say, no, because with the engagement from the academician from Indonesia, so I get used to the Indonesian language, and I love the language. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Big applause to Ibu Asmak.
Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, this come to my mind. You said that in terms of takaful, for example, it is important to collect money, but it is more proper if you know how to mitigate the risk. Yeah. What do you mean by that? Because most of people are working to get money without thinking of how to manage that money with the risk.
Yeah, so basically today I will share on mitigation the risk. Okay? So when we talk about the risk, every of us, we are facing the risk. So for example, Prof, today when you come here, you are driving, right? So along your journey from your home to the campus, what are the risks you are facing? Yeah. Maybe accident may happen, you hit somebody's car, or other people hit your car. So that's the risk. Yeah. So if that accident occur, what will be the loss? Your car may damage, or if you hit somebody, you may have to compensate the car or the person that you hit. Yeah. Do you have enough money to pay the compensation or to repair your car or to repair others' car? Okay. If you don't have the takaful or the insurance, you have to take your own pocket money, your saving. So that's why we mitigate the risk.
Maybe you can translate in English. In Indonesia we call it, makanlah sebelum lapar, berhentilah sebelum kenyang.
Okay. What we call in English? We eat before we hunger, yeah. And we stop before we feel full.
So be prepared all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Ibu.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You announced my age to the older audience.
Yes.
And
is it rude?
Why didn't you reveal her age?
Oh, okay.
It's unfair.
In my intuition, it should be under 35. Is it right, Bu?
My daughter.
Oh.
Prof,
Yeah.
is my daughter. She is
19?
19, so I'm not 35.
Or not 35, yeah. Okay. So you are, if I may, 50, 55?
Not yet.
Not yet. So still young. So we are too old now. Because I'm 65 tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. 21st of September. Oke, teman-teman sekalian yang berada di rumah, bahasanya tadi dicampur. Tapi ada satu hal yang kayaknya perlu kita perhatikan, bahwa dari dua tokoh yang ada di depan ini, mereka pergi ke universitas yang sama mulai dari S1, S2, S3, tetapi tidak kehilangan perspektif globalnya. Karena apa? Karena beliau berdua ini selain membaca, tentu juga menulis melalui research. I told all the audience, not only in the room, that we have a very distinguished speaker today, because even though you go to the same university from the first, second, and the third degree, but you are not losing your global perspective. And that's good not only for you, but also to Indonesia. Means that for you, Indonesian student at Universitas Terbuka, you may go to S1 to UT, S2 to UT, and also S3 to UT. Okay, I think this is a good promotion, yeah? Okay, we have two speakers. We have already, let's say, warming up. So you know a little bit about Professor So and also Professor Asmak, about themselves, about him and herself. Now I would like to invite, if you don't mind, I will ask Pak So first to deliver about the sustainability. Number one, yes, because when... Oh, so you prefer to go... It's okay, okay. So on behalf of Ibu Asma, we are happy to have you first about the sustainability. So the stage is yours. You may use... maybe I will invite you to the stage over there. Just now I didn't see the tables and the chairs. So the first, you first, okay. Mari Ibu, we go to the stage, Pak So. Are you ready with the PowerPoint presentation for Pak So? Okay, our big applause to Pak So. We'll start the presentation. Okay. Oh, you in the center. Oh, okay. We put it in the center, Bu. Huh? Okay, okay. Yeah, you may use the podium, yeah. Okay.
Assalamualaikum. Can you understand me? Morning, everybody. It's my great glory to be here with you. And then, congratulations, UT's success. When I arrived here, UT exceeds 500,000 students enrolled. Wow. Maybe UT is the biggest university in the world with so many students enrolled.
The biggest student body is in China, India, Turkey. The other one is Allama Iqbal Open University in Pakistan.
Anyway, within top 4. Okay.
The fifth or the sixth.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's why I'm saying it's my great honor to be here. Okay, thank you so much. And then, as a faculty and organizer already said, we are facing the new phenomenon, green economy. Maybe by the terminology, you can guess that we should combine green and economy. But even though 30 years ago, we couldn't guess this phenomenon, okay? And then now we are facing the climate change to cope with the new generations, the new tendency for the next generations in the future. So actually, I prepared my presentation PPT titled as Sustainable Community Development. But I've been told from Eve Dean yesterday about the characteristics of today's ISBEST main theme, focusing on sustainability and the green economy, etc. So I had to change last midnight, and my presentation PPT is into the new one, like this, sustainability matters. So let me go to the point of today's main theme directly to save the time for Ibu Asma. Okay, second page. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Yeah. My main theme, title, subject is, will go to the point sustainability matters, but subcategories into three. The first is, what is sustainability? And the second, why sustainability is so important in our age? And last, maybe, how to realize sustainability in our age. Okay? So first, the background of sustainability, let me say, about it has been 15 years over since concerns have been raised that the current human civilization cannot continue at this tendency due to population growth, economic growth, climate change, and ecosystem destruction. We should respect the ecosystem as already Park Chancellor said and Park organizer said to us in the opening ceremony. Okay. And the earth is exquisitely configured to accommodate life with abundance, but we humans have consistently compromised every vital component of its intricate fabric. And this trend must be reversed and the lasting balance restored. Michael Ben Ali already told this. And the ultimate objective of establishing the concept of sustainability as an organizing principle for the planet is to foster a well-functioning alignment between individuals, society, and the economy, and the regenerative capacity of the planet's life-supporting ecosystems. So we are facing the advent of sustainability in human society. But I guess that no other terminology than sustainability has ever been quoted more frequently in academic society as well as in practical realms from the second half of the 20th century. Sustainability began to be raised in the fishing industry actually in 1960s first, but introduced in academia from 1970s, I think. And for example, the Club of Rome and the United Nations Conference held in Stockholm maybe in 1970. What is the concept of the sustainability? Let me go to the point directly. The concept of sustainability can be summarized like this: a dynamic equilibrium in the process of interaction between a population and the carrying capacity of its environment such that the population develops or devolves and evolves to express its full potential without producing irreversible adverse effects on the carrying capacity of the environment upon which it depends. Okay? And currently, the prevailing definition of sustainability emphasizes cross-generational equity. It's clearly an important concept, but it poses difficulties to define and to recognize for us. I mean that the current generation, it will be very, very difficult to identify, ignore, and respect like this. Because the future generations and needs are not easy to define or determine. How can we ignore? How can we recognize future generations' needs and requests to the current generations? We should respect their needs and their requests and they wanted ecosystems in the future. And why sustainability is so important in our age? Most critical question ever answered. Actually, humans cannot survive on this planet unless other biospecies don't support them. Other biospecies should survive for humans' sustainability. It's why we should respect or conserve our nature. And second, biospecies cannot also survive if physical conditions change rapidly. It's why climate change does matter for the sustainability of human civilization in current times. And the third, we need to recognize the fact that humans themselves are destroying the equilibrium of environment, which humans have relied on ever. It's why we need to change our attitude and behavior. Okay, so to realize sustainability, the role of academia as well as practitioners, very, very important, I think. Then, how to practice sustainability, how to realize sustainability is very important. First of all, let me speak about the viewpoint of development. Development can be defined variously depending on authors and the various fields of academia, but on behalf of development studies, used to be defined like this. The first, on physical scale, development can be defined as improvement of living conditions, such as housing, roads, water, food, clothing, etc. And also defined as raising income. Do you like money? Everybody wants too much more money, okay? Why? To enlarge our choices, our spectrum of choices. With money, I can buy some luxurious cosmetics for my wife, and then etc. I can buy some luxurious housing, clothing, like etc. And the second, on behalf of human scale, somewhat different from the physical scale, development can be defined as practicing governance, good governance, I mean. And then as accumulating social capital such as trust, networks, participation, altruism, and then raising institutions' capacity. I mean that to keep social norms and institutions and our laws. And then also on behalf of human scale, development can be defined as enlarging educational opportunity for all people, especially for the next generations. And then lastly, as realizing equity, freedom, self-esteem. Lastly, operationally defined like this: raising economic income and constructing environment infrastructures and facilities and improving living conditions and making economic activities more efficient and effective and maintaining neighborhood in good shape and establishing and managing safe net, creating common interest in the future. This concept of development ignores the sustainability of human civilization because this kind of development practice began to destroy our ecosystems for the next generation. So we needed to change the paradigm on development. How? Like this. So we need a paradigm shift in human development from government style to governance system. It means that the role of civil society, very, very important to practice sustainability in our world. And second, from economic capital to social capital. It's very, very important. Without social capital, we cannot trust others. Then individuals wouldn't practice sustainability. Okay? So it's very, very important. To practice sustainability, we need to bottom-up approach. And the third, from physical development to rebuilding the community or community. Without rebuilding community, we cannot practice sustainability. It means that paradigm shift on development studies should be shifted from physical scale to human scale. And then lastly, yesterday I presented a paper to the Faculty of Business and Economy. We are facing new era from analog space to digital space. We should prepare for the new era, names digital space. For example, ICT revolution and the ICT evolutions bring us new era, naming digital space. So we should prepare for that. The next. You see here, the main themes on development studies now can be briefed like this. So, first of all, we need physical capital. Money, good housing, good clothing, nice meal, etc. Okay? But this kind of physical scale can be conceived as ownership. Who want this? Who want this? So this kind of capital, I mean the physical capital, used to cause conflicts among people. But we cannot live alone without others' help, okay? So we need the relationship, good relationship with others, like socializing our networks with others, okay? So meantime, we need trust from others. We need to participate in our common project. We need to building networks with others, in good shape especially. And then we need to help others in need. Then we can be supported from others when we are in need. Okay? So social capital we need. And then how to accumulate social capital in our society? Through good governance. So we should change from government one-sided approach to good governance approach. Good governance approach, here I mean that interactions between the public sector and the private sector. It's very, very important. I've been told that there is established the Ministry of Villages here in Indonesia. Oh, it's very, very touched me. Yeah. And then finally, with good governance, we can realize sustainability in our civilization, human civilization. Okay? It's the stratum or hierarchies, main themes we are facing nowadays. And then let me speak about several principles to realize sustainability. Here I referred to from Michael Ben Ali in 2033. The first principle, he pointed out that the material domain is very, very important. We used to abuse natural resources. causing climate change. So the next piece. You see, I made next page. No. 7. Okay. I made this diagram 2016. Our life, our sports, human sports I mean, can be divided into 3 parts. The first part may be production. The second part, consumption stage. And third, it's very, very important, recycling resources stage. How to produce final products in manufacturing activities. First, we need natural resources from nature, okay? And then input natural resources into our activities. Through our activities, we used to produce goods and services and then sell them to households through market, okay? And then, meanwhile, producers dispose waste from manufacturing processes, WF here. And then we input natural resources from nature to our economic world. And then produce goods to sell through market mechanism. And then household used to buy some goods from manufacturers through market mechanism, and then finally left waste and dispose those waste to nature, return waste to nature, okay? And then some of them can be recycled to the manufacturing stages again. So in the future, to realize sustainability, recycling resources is very, very important. Next page. You can see that, on behalf of material balance perspectives, those functions of each stages, production stage, consumption stage, recycling stages, we can figure out like this. No, next page. Next page. Okay. Yeah. 3 functions can be built here. And at the production stage, natural resources from nature, I mean Rn, plus Rr, from input resources from recycling stages, equals to goods and waste from factories. And the second stage, at the second stage, goods only if input is goods from the manufacturers, and then equals to resources from household, and then recycled resources from household, and then disposing waste from household. And then lastly, at the recycling stage, recycling resources from household equals to recycled resources to sell to manufacturers and plus waste from recycling process. And then we can add the left and then right, like this. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 2. Resources input from nature equals to waste disposed from factory plus waste disposed from household after consumption, and waste from disposed in the process of recycling. Okay? So, what does it mean? It's very, very important to practice sustainability in our world. It means that the total inputs from nature equals the total waste from our world, I mean human world, to nature equals. So, what should be done to practice sustainability? To reduce resources from nature. Okay? How to? Recycled. Okay? Yeah. It's very, very important. And the second principle, the economic domain. We should change economic activities by combining green terminology and the economic terminology. Okay? And the third, the domain of biodiversity. We should respect biodiversity in our world. Otherwise, humans cannot survive on this planet. Okay? The fourth, the social domain. To practice sustainability, we should change social networks, social trust, social institutions like this. And then the fifth, last principle, the spiritual domain. To practice sustainability for next generations, we need our spiritual revolution. We should respect our nature. We should respect ecosystem for the next generations as well as for other species in our world. Okay. So, thank you very much.
Wow, great presentation. At least I have new lessons from you. The first one, that in one hand, we have to sustain the world with the ecosystem, but at the same time, most of us tend to jeopardize the ecosystem. That's one thing. So you suggest so many, how to get there, how to get better life, and then you ask us to rethink about development paradigms. And as a result of that, you are going to pursue us to change or to harmonize our attitude and behavior. I think that's very good lesson for me. Oh, sorry, let me check.
It's pointed out very, very important views because the gap between our attitude, I think so, but I cannot practice.
Yeah.
Oh, we should reduce the gap between our attitude and our behavior to realize what to practice sustainability for the next generation.
Yes, yeah.
It's the problem.
Okay, I think no wonder you said the last domain, spiritual domain. Yeah, okay, very good. Once again, big applause to Professor So. Thank you. I think there will be many questions to you to share your values later on about the last one, spiritual domains, and also social actually, yeah. Now,
please ask me questions, those I can answer you, okay?
Okay. So the requirement, you may ask any question as long as Professor So can answer it. Okay.
No. Not any questions.
Okay.
Just I can
answer. Okay. Now we come to Ibu Asmak. Bu, when we heard the presentation from Professor Su, I don't know how you relate later on, but globally or universally, we have to maintain this universe. Otherwise, there will be no life for our next generation. I think that's a good point. And now we are the academician. How we respond to that, but not only, as I said this morning to you, how not only to mitigate how the risk in terms of money, but also how from economic, Sharia economic perspective, for example, to respond to how we are going to maintain this universe so it will be not only good for us, but also for our next generation. So the time is yours. You may use the podium over there, and also you have the pointers over there. Big applause to Ibu Asmak.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Prof. Moderator, Prof. Gorky, my respected panelists, Prof. So, Ibu Dekan, Bapak Chairman of the ISBEST, all the participants offline and also online. So it is my great pleasure to share with all of you on this topic, the role of takaful as risk mitigation for business entrepreneurs. So my presentation, I hope that I can link with what has been presented by Prof. So, because Prof. So has talked about sustainability, and I also will present to you on mitigation the risk for continuity of the business and also for sustainability in terms of how takaful can play the role for risk mitigation. Okay? So, for the beginning, for my introduction, I would like to present a little bit on the entrepreneurship, because in line with the presentation or the theme of the conference, which are about the entrepreneurship, okay? So, we know that for entrepreneurs, we are expecting that in terms of providing employability and also the opportunity for the community to get their job. So it is a limited place if they want to go and get placed as the lecturers or to work in the government sector. So what are the alternatives? So the alternative is to expand the entrepreneurial skills, okay, for many people to become the entrepreneurs. And it is expected that for the entrepreneurs, other than providing job opportunities, also can contribute to the economy in terms of the GDP, in terms of providing goods for the export, goods for consumption in the local market, and also for the international exports. But for these entrepreneurs, they need to be guided, they need to be supported, not only by the business community, but also by the government and also by many other institutions, okay, to ensure that the entrepreneurs can deliver their business for the community, not only to gain the profit, but also to sustain the world, sustain the natural resources, and also to produce the product that can sustain the community, as being mentioned by Prof. So just now. And when we look into the entrepreneurship, the basic idea that we know that the entrepreneurs can be divided into micro entrepreneurs, medium entrepreneurs, and small entrepreneurs. So for these three types of the entrepreneurs, okay, maybe next slide. So they have their distinctive features. For the micro entrepreneurs, we are very small, and then for the small and also the medium, okay, they are operating based on the capital that they have and also on the human resource that they have, okay. So for this category, they may produce the services, the products within the capacity that they have. And for Malaysia, for example, when we or the Malaysian government divided the three category of entrepreneurs, maybe next slide, it is based on the category of how much their sales turnover and also how many people that they have in their business enterprise. Okay, so for the micro enterprise, they may have the employees less than 5, and then for small entrepreneurs, they may have the employees 6 to 75, and for the median 76 to 200. Okay, so basically in Malaysia, so I bring the Malaysian statistic. So because I do not do the research on what are the statistics for the entrepreneurs in Indonesia. But just to give the idea that majority of the entrepreneurs in Malaysia which is registered, 78% are the micro enterprises. Okay, meaning that their employees is less than 5 and their turnover sales is less than 300,000 ringgit. Maybe in rupiah, I'm not sure how many billion rupiah, okay, but it's less than 500,000 ringgit in Malaysia. And to encourage the entrepreneurship among Malaysians, so the Malaysian government has developed the National Entrepreneurship Policy 2030. And I think in Indonesia you have the development plan to support the development of entrepreneurship in Indonesia. So what has been stated in the Malaysian entrepreneurship sector or industry is that few initiatives have to be done to support the entrepreneurs. So one of them, which is in terms of getting funding. Okay? But as far as I look at the entrepreneurship policy, not much being talked about mitigating the risk for the entrepreneurs. And this is very crucial because I share after this what are the risks that may be faced by the entrepreneurs. Even though in the National Entrepreneurship Policy for Malaysia, they are targeting that with this policy, which is providing support for the entrepreneurs, which is to increase the production or the contribution to the GDP and also to generate job opportunities, okay, to contribute to the export value and also to contribute to the cooperative yield, okay, which is expected to be increased, okay, but none has talked about mitigating the risk. And I also, based on my literature review, not much being talked or being done on research on risk mitigation among the entrepreneurs, especially micro, small entrepreneurs. So next, so this is the main major aspect that I will share on the risk faced by the entrepreneurs or for entrepreneurship. So next, please. So what are risks that are facing by entrepreneurs? So I categorize or I divided the risks that are facing by the entrepreneurs into 3 categories. So the first category, entrepreneurs which are facing risk among the owner and also among the workers of the enterprise ownership or entrepreneurship. So what are the risks that they are facing? Okay. So when we talk about continuity of the business, when the entrepreneurs and the workers are facing the risk of premature death. Okay? So premature death meaning, for example, if the business owner start the business, okay, so this business we are expecting that the business should be continuously operated for years. Okay? 30 years, 100 years, and continuously. But of course, we are facing the death. So if the business owner die, what will be happen to the business? So first, of course, we know that in terms of the human capital, the business owner must have the successor who will be the next person who will continue the business. But financially, okay, if the business owner die, okay, and if there's no capital, okay, so maybe one way of getting the capital by having insurance or capital for the owner, especially if they have debt. And major of the business owner, they may take funding or loan from the bank or from the cooperative institution or given by the government. And if they have debt, who will pay the debt? To the bank, to the cooperative, to the government. So there should be a mitigation plan. Who will pay the debt? The business owner cannot expect that. For example, their children, their wives to pay the debt to the bank. Still the previous slide, please. No, the previous slide. Yes, this one. Okay, so should be the plan how to cover the liability or the financial liability to the funder. Other than that, okay, the business owner also facing the risk of total permanent disability. So if the business owner, for example, meet an accident and they have a total disability, they cannot work anymore. So also, okay, the risk of paying to the funder and also to get the financing, okay, to continue the business when the business cannot make a profit, but they want to still operate on the minimal operations. Okay, so they still need funding, and one way of mitigating the risk is by taking insurance, critical illnesses, and also for workers' compensation. So it's very important that for the business owner, take emphasis for their workers. Okay? Workers are their asset also. So they need to have a plan to mitigate the risk of any unexpected risk occur to their workers. So this is among the risks that are facing by the entrepreneurs. And other than that, for their asset, so they may have the house, the shop lot. Okay, they have the premises for the business. They have the machine. They have the vehicle for the business. This asset, okay, also exposed to the risk. For example, risk of fire. If fire occur to the business premise, everything will gone. Okay? Or if flood happen, for example, or even the earthquake occurs, and all the asset gone. So other than like all these asset gone without having a plan to mitigate the risk, then it may occur total loss to the entrepreneurs. Other than that, business operations risk. So business operation risk, for example, if the product, see the same slide please. So for example, their product is beauty product, for example. Okay, so if the customer use the product and there are bad consequence of using that product, the customer may sue the business enterprise. And they have to pay if the court give the judgment that the business owner had to pay to the customer. And they need to get the money. And without having insurance or takaful, to pay the compensation if there are claims from the customers due to this risk, then it may occur loss to the company if they do not mitigate the risk by taking insurance or takaful. And other than that, there are also consequential risks. For example, if fire occur and then the business cannot be operated, then they may occur the loss, okay? Because there's no profit come, and then they still yet have to pay the wages, the salary to the workers. So that's why they need some source of money to pay to the workers. So they need to take this consequential risk insurance or takaful. So in Malaysia, so next, based on the risks that are facing by the entrepreneurs, there was a statement from the CEO of Tune Protect, whereby 85% of SME in Malaysia are underinsured, okay, or they are not taking insurance at all. Okay? And it exposed them to significant risks and vulnerabilities. So I sure that even in Indonesia, you are also facing the same problem, whereby the entrepreneurs are not having awareness and education on mitigating the risks that they are facing. So next, so from Islamic point of view, okay, what are the motivation to take the risk mitigation plan? So we know that from the hadith of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, okay, is it encouraged or is it in line with the Islamic teaching? If we take insurance or takaful to mitigate the risk, is it contradicting with qada and qadar? No, because when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam can notice a Bedouin leaving a camel, okay, without tying the camel, and Prophet asked him, okay, why don't you tie down your camel? And then the Bedouin answered, I put my trust to Allah. So this is, we say that we put trust to Allah. Okay? But the Prophet said, tie your camel first, then put your trust in Allah. Meaning that you mitigate the risk first, and then you leave it to Allah what will be the qada and qadar. But first, to avoid the loss of the camel, Rasulullah said that you have to tie the camel first. So to avoid the loss of your asset, to avoid the loss of financial sources, to avoid the risk of you have to pay the debt without having enough saving, you have to mitigate the risk. Okay? So globally, there was a study that has been done by Deloitte, whereby they have studied in 14 countries, including United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Ireland, Belgium, Switzerland, France, Italy, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, China, Japan, and Australia in year 2021 after pandemic. Okay? And they want to understand, okay, what are the attitude, what are the practice, what are the way that these businesses looking into mitigation the risk. Okay? And most of them are taking insurance, but few or some of them also do not taking enough insurance, but some also do not taking insurance. But they understand that, for example, why they have to take insurance. Okay? Because they understand that there are risks that they are facing. Okay? And among them, their response is that, okay, when they want to take the insurance, they need to understand what kind of insurance that they have to take to be mapped with the risk of their business. That's also very important. Otherwise, they may take insurance which are not actually mapping with the risk that their businesses are facing. And then, next. But there are also risks that they're not insured yet with the insurance company, but the thing that is the most important risk that need to be mitigated. So among them, which is pandemic. Okay, because of the pandemic, then everybody knows that consequence of the pandemic, the closure of the business, I mean, people cannot do the business, loss of income, then they see that this is very important for insurance company to offer the pandemic for insurance. Cyber risk, okay? And just now, Secretary of Ministry of Entrepreneurship of Indonesia have shared that now people are going online to do the business, but do we aware that we also exposed to the cyber risk? And this also a very severe risk that being faced not only by small, medium enterprise, but also by the big company, which is cyber risk exposed to cyber attack, whereby all the information of their customers may be stolen and sold to third party, and this information being used by the scammer. Okay? So this also a very serious risk, and not all insurance companies are offering cyber risk insurance. Okay? Business interruption, okay? Systemic risk, professional failure of performance negligence of professional standards. So especially this is for the enterprise which is giving services to their customers, not giving or producing tangible goods or product. Okay? So for example, if you are the consultant, your business is the consultant, so you need this kind of insurance. Okay? Climate change, earthquake damage, okay? Flood. Okay? For example, when big flood occurred in Malaysia, last 2 years, there was huge loss for small entrepreneurs. And that was a lesson learned for many of the business owners. So next, this also the finding from the research that been done by Deloitte, okay, which is the coverage that the small medium enterprise want to add to their portfolio in the next 3 years. So, for example, Keyman Insurance. Okay, so Keyman Insurance, which is now being seen as very important, especially if the business have the expertise at their company, okay, which is maybe exposed to the risk of critical illnesses, total permanent disability, so they need to be insured. Okay? So other than that, public liability insurance. So this is, for example, if the business, for example, is giving or operating near the community, and then, for example, something happened to their factory, exploded, for example, or the machine exploded, and then the people outside the business workers or the community near them, in fact, impacted by the factory exploded, this become the liability for the company to pay compensation to the community outside their businesses. And also this very important that the businesses take this into their risk mitigation. So next. So for Muslim, of course, when we talk about risk mitigation, it's not only encouraged based on the hadith that I mentioned just now, but we have to take insurance, we have to take takafur rather than insurance because of the prohibited element exists in insurance. which is riba, gharar, and maisir. And this alternative of takaful, which is offered for the enterprises or for the entrepreneurs, okay, are various. And in Malaysian context, I'll share after this a few of takaful company which are providing this product, which can be chosen by the entrepreneurs when or if they aware and understand that mitigation the risks are important for continuity and sustainability of their businesses. Okay, so next. So this is among, next please. Next. Okay, so this is example of the takaful that are offered for the business entrepreneurs, which is to mitigate the death or the total permanent disability of the business owners, which is to ensure that if they die or anything happen to them, takaful will pay the balance of their funding or their loan with the bank, with the cooperative, or with other sources of income. So there was an accident, for example, that occurred whereby the business owner, when they take the financing, okay, from the funder, but they do not insure, okay, the financing according to the period of the loan itself or the financing itself. Okay? And they die, the business owner die, and what happened? The balance of the financing cannot be paid by the children and the family. But of course, the funder will not say, it's okay, you don't have to pay this. No, none of the funder will say that statement. Because if we are the funder, we also expecting that the one who are taking loan or financing from us to pay back. So in that situation, what happened was the funder managed to get zakat to pay for the balance of the loan, which cannot be compensated by takaful because the insured amount do not meet, okay, the balance of the fund, the loan. Okay? But he was lucky, he died, but his family was lucky because there was zakat fund can help and to pay the balance of the debt. But not many have this lucky opportunity. Okay, so that's why for the entrepreneurs, they have to take takaful and with enough amount of paying debt, okay, to ensure that no burden being left to the family or to the wife and the business itself. Okay. So next, the key man person or the key person takaful. So this is what I mentioned just now. One of the product that also being offered to the business entrepreneurs, especially to mitigate the risk of losing their key person of the company, okay, like the CEO or the board of director or the important key person in the company. And next, so they also, next. Okay, so this is an example of the takaful that being offered for the entrepreneurs, which is one of the takaful company in Malaysia, which is takaful ikhlas. So they offer this ikhlas retail niaga takaful, which is intended for the shops, the mini market, okay, the tailors, okay, the small workshop, and also the small contractors and other which are in the category of small businesses, small entrepreneurs. And It is provided for the business owner and also the tenant of the premise of the shop. So next, what are the coverage that are given for this takaful product? Next, please. Okay, so among the risks which can be covered under this product, which is fire and allied perils. Okay? So if fire occur to the business premise, so this takaful can pay the compensation, okay, to compensate the loss that occur to the business owners. So it gives coverage against the fire, lightning, riot, strike, and malicious damage. Okay? Other than that, the risk of burglary, okay, the theft. So if the business the premise being broke and then the theft come to the premise, stole, okay, what inside the business. So this takaful can give the compensation, okay, by taking this takaful product. Okay, and then money. Okay, so this also give the compensation, the loss of money, okay, or the damage caused by the thief or to any safe or strong room. So this also the risks that are covered under this policy. Public liability. Okay, so what I mentioned just now, we used to be paid if there are any claim from the public. And then plate glass, if the company, the shop lot has the glass window or the glass wall, so it also can be covered under this. Okay. So next, which is the A-class commercial niaga takaful. Okay. So this one, which is for comprehensive coverage for small medium industries and small medium entrepreneurs, which include restaurant, okay, coffee house, wholesalers, shop house, and other which is within this category. And it has similar coverage for this takaful product next, which is fire, burglary, money, but with higher amount of compensation compared to the retail product just now. Next. So for E-class SME Protect takaful, okay, so this is for the comprehensive takaful product for SME, okay, so which are cover the loss of, okay, so next, fire, terrorism, fire consequential loss, okay, which is any asset inside, okay, the premise, for example, their refrigerator, their machine, okay, their computer, okay, inside the building, so it also cover under fire consequential loss. Burglary, public liability, and also under the comprehensive barriers. Okay, so this is what being offered by one of the takaful company in Malaysia. And the next one, which is public liability takaful, which also being offered by next. Okay, so this is also by Zurich, Malaysia, and I believe that in Indonesia you also have Zurich takaful in Indonesia, but I'm not sure either they offer similar product in Indonesia with what being offered in Malaysia. So this public liability takaful, which also offer the business owner if there are any claim from the public regarding what being occur because of the business operation, okay, for the company, and especially the damage occur to the third party, okay, not within the business itself. And it offer next accidental bodily injury to any person. Okay, so for example, these businesses, okay, due to their operations, okay, something big, for example, fall down from their factory or from their shop lot and damage the property near their businesses, okay? And this company claim from them, so this is covered under the public liability. Accidental damage to property, okay, to other party also covered under this public liability. And any legal expenses incurred by the company, and the takaful company is giving this type of compensation. Okay. So next, which is fire consequential loss takaful. So similar with what being offered by takaful ikhlas, but this is offered by the Zurich takaful. So next, which is employee benefit. Next, please. Next. Okay, so like I mentioned just now, for business enterprise which may have 5% or 10% or 2%, okay, if they want to ensure that their employee being well mitigated the risk for their employees, they may take takaful. And this company is offering the takaful coverage, and they have to talk with them what kind of risk that they want to mitigate. Okay? For example, if their employer being warded to the hospital, then or any total permanent disability occur to their employees, okay? So they want to mitigate the risk, so they can discuss with the takaful company on taking this takaful product. So in conclusion, next, it is very important that while we are encouraging people to be the entrepreneurs, we are looking into developing their skills in terms of financial skills, accounting skills, how to do the marketing, how to sell the products. It is also important that for the entrepreneurs that they mitigate the risk to ensure that the continuity of the business will be longer and sustainable. And for takaful operator, they have to engage with the potential entrepreneurs, and it can be done through the initiative by the government, by meeting them, okay, between the takaful operator and also the business owner on the importance of taking takaful. And it's very important also for the takaful operator to get trust from the business owner, from the entrepreneurs. Because the perception or the stigma is that if we take takaful, we pay the premium, but nothing happen, we get nothing. This is the stigma, this is the perception. But we have to understand from takaful perspective, when we take takaful, we actually embracing the concept of what Prof mentioned just now, the social capital, which means that under the takaful concept, we are takaful, ta'awun. We are actually come to the contract whereby we make a promise, we want to help each other. We want to guarantee each other when there are financial loss occurs, we want to help. So this made takaful different from insurance, because under takaful concept, we are helping each other based on ta'awanu. So we take takaful with the right intention that we want to help each other, which is similar with being practiced, for example, with tabun khairat kematian. But that was for a small compensation, only to manage the jenazah. Okay? But this one for the business. Okay? So that's why it's very important that for takaful operator also to give a good image and to explain their role, which is takaful different from insurance. and they are practicing the concept of ta'awun, takaful. Okay? And with also a good marketing, which is not only through banka takaful or insurance agent, and for insurance agent or intermediaries, they also need to understand that their role is to help the entrepreneurs, not just to get their commission. Because the way, if the agent to portray that they just want to get the commission, that will make the entrepreneurs may not interested in taking takaful. So I think with that, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam.
Okay, thank you very much, Bu Asmak. I see, maybe this is only a different point of view. In Christianity, there is our Father prayer, give us this day our daily bread. First, I thought that I have to surrender to God. But under the Islamic Sharia law, you must, not must, you have to take care of your property. And then we come with the, I said this morning about the mitigate. I just have some good expression. It seems that hope for the best, but still prepare for the worst. I think that's a good insight I learned from you just now. Thank you very much once again. So allow me to go to the floor because there will be a discussion session, question and answer. And also I would like to invite all the participants online. If you have any questions later on, if you want to have an open mic also, I will ask the IT man to open your mic. So for the first three, audience here, who will want to have a questions or discussion on what has been delivered by Professor So and Professor Asmak. Okay, names and your account number. Nama dan nomor rekening, kali-kali dikasih panitia gitu loh.
Thank you, Pak. Can I speak with Indonesia?
Ibu Nafsiah will translate that to English. Okay.
Thank you. Maybe I want to ask to Ibu Asmak. Pemaparan Ibu Asmak itu mengenai seperti lembaga keuangan ya. Maybe Bu, di Indonesia itu kalau Ibu sebut itu tafakul, mungkin di Indonesia ada sebutannya istilahnya Baitul Mal wa Tamwil. Maybe Ibu pernah mendengar mungkin ya. Kemudian ada istilah lain seperti lembaga keuangan mikro, kemudian koperasi, kemudian ada istilah nama lain itu Komida, Koperasi Mitra Duapa. Kemudian mungkin di Indonesia ada di Bali, istilahnya itu lembaga perkreditan desa. Nah, itu istilahnya itu seperti yang sudah dipaparkan oleh Ibu Asma. Nah, mungkin sistem yang sering kita dengar itu tanggung renteng, mungkin seperti itu. Nah, mungkin pertanyaannya itu bagaimana sih eksistensi tafakul yang sudah takaful ya, yang Ibu paparkan mungkin ada di Malaysia atau di mana mungkin ya. Sedangkan di Indonesia itu lembaga yang seperti saya sebutkan tadi, itu eksistensinya naik turun gitu, bermunculan, kemudian hilang. Nah, bahkan memang dalam pengorganisasiannya itu memegang nama Islam gitu ya, seperti religion, my religion gitu. Nah, itu bagaimana menghadapinya? Apakah diperlukan suatu khusus model bisnis atau bagaimana?
Oke. Tadi namanya belum?
Oh iya. Nurdiana, Pak.
Faculty of Economics?
Bisnis.
Bisnis?
Iya.
Dari UT atau dari mana?
Saya dari luar.
Dari luar?
Dari STI Sanggana, dari Garut, Pak.
Dari Garut, oh, okay. So I hope you may grasp the essence of the questions. How you manage the, let's say, Islamic way so that everybody would understand and realize that that's complying to the Islamic Sharia law, because not, even though in Indonesia we have a majority Muslims, but it is not very popular compared to other types of insurance or other economics entities in Indonesia. Ada lagi teman-teman? Oke. Ya, makasih ya. Namanya tadi lupa. Panggilannya Nur ya? Iya. Saya kalau dekat kuping baru dengar. Oke, ada. We have two gentlemen here. Names and your institution.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much indeed for Professor So and Professor Asmak. Let me introduce myself. I'm Tino from Doctoral in Management, Universitas Terbuka. Yeah. First of all, I want to ask, raise the questions to Professor So in regards of the sustainability. Yes, I couldn't agree more that sustainability management matters. It is the key of thriving the future. But I have several questions. First, how to disperse the sustainability awareness, and how to evoke this awareness towards the society in all aspects. So this is my first question that needs to be addressed. And secondly, I saw the structures. First, when we have a paradigm shifting, the requirements, we have to have good governance, social capital, and I forgot the last, yeah. Is it should be fulfill all? I think all the aspect that has been required, or if only one aspect we can be fulfilled, is it okay? I mean, sustainability will works enough. This is my questions to Prof. So. And secondly, for Prof. Asmak, I saw that microfinance also in the scope of the asuransi syariah or insurance syariah takaful. But in terms of Indonesian cases, the microfinance now is ubiquitous in Indonesia, and sometimes the microfinance type of entrepreneurs move from one to another place. So this is very hard to the insurance to have manage the risk. So how to cope with these issues, how to address these issues. That's all for me, and I'm so grateful that you both of great speakers coming to here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak Tino. Pak Shaim.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. Prof. Gorky. Okay, I have two questions here. My first question goes to Prof. So, yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah. Prof. So, how are you? You're looking so nice today with your batik. Okay, Prof. So, my first question is, according to your presentation today, could you explain to us, especially Indonesian people, what the best way to promote Indonesian people motivation for cooperating in the future, according to social dilemma theory, as argued by James Harden? That's the first question. And my second question goes to Prof. Asma. Could you explain to us regarding the handle risk mitigation that you presented today? What is the main difference between handle risk mitigation about Sharia business and conventional business between Indonesia and Malaysia? As such as we know that insurance premium price of Sharia business in Indonesia is more expensive than conventional business. What's your suggestion for the development of service in Indonesia? As affirmation, OJK, Indonesian Financial Service Authority, always give warning to syariah business in Indonesia because they are underdeveloped. Thank you, sir. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Pak Sain. Ibu Asmak, you may go to the first question from Ibu Nur, and then the second part of Pak Tino, and also the second part questions of Pak Sain.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much. I hope I understand correctly the question so that I can answer the correct explanation. Okay, so the first one, which is the Baitul Mal wa Tamwil and then other credit entity in Indonesia. So what we are talking just now, which is your question is it how it's in line with Sharia or what? I can catch your point on Baitul Mal wa Tamwil, badan perkreditan, but what is the concern from you? Apa isunya? Okay, apa isunya ya? Yang Ibu Dina mau tanya tentang badan perkreditan dan juga Baitul Mal wa Tamwil.
I think the existence of those stated by Ibu Nur just now is not as good as expected. So why is it so? Whether it is because of the management or other issues. Maybe you have experience in Malaysia. How you cope with that? Let's say tidak percaya itu apa? Belum populer, not too popular for all the society.
Yeah. Okay. So sebenarnya we are talking about Baitul Mal wa Tamwil. When you say it's not good, in terms of they are giving the financing or they are giving the takaful protection. Which one? So actually, your concern is about this entity giving financing or microcredit financing or giving the financial takaful protection.
Mungkin lebih ke maksudnya Pak ya. Tadi yang saya lihat pemaparan mengenai takaful itu inti dari maksudnya itu hampir sama seperti yang sudah terpraktekkan di Indonesia, tapi namanya berbeda. Begitu. Nah, bahkan di dalam terpelaksanaannya di Indonesia itu lebih daripada asuransi. Nah, tapi lebih besar lagi, tapi kita di sini malah tidak berjalan sustainable gitu. Nah, di Malaysia sendiri bagaimana sih eksistensinya takaful gitu?
Oh, okay.
Mungkin.
Okay, so kalau dari segi takaful di Malaysia, okay, dari segi share market, I think now maybe 20%. I can't remember the figure which is being reported by Malaysian Takaful Association, ada figure dia, but it is improving in terms of people taking takaful, because we have to understand that first, people mitigate the risk by taking insurance pun tak begitu tinggi, because a study that been done by Ernst and Young found that in many Muslim countries, even untuk takaful diri saja yang bukan business, they reluctant to take takaful or insurance to mitigate the risk because of the perception that ya, kematian itu kan qada dan qadar. Kenapa perlu lagi mengambil takaful? Kerana kita semua akan mati. So that is the perception. But the issue is, when we die, do we want to leave our family with financial stability? So for example, kita punya anaknya masih belajar. Adakah anak ini ditinggalkan sebagai anak yatim yang perlu diurus oleh rumah-rumah anak yatim atau kakek-kakek dan juga tante-tantenya tanpa ada uang? Kerana mereka mungkin membantu, but they need money. So that's why, that is the perception. So, but in Malaysia, the penetration of taking takaful is increasing because of now with the government policy also. Okay, dalam Malaysia ada polisi bank negara or OJK in Indonesia on increasing people taking takaful and insurance, and especially for Muslim, encourage to take takaful. Okay, but it should be continuous effort untuk memberikan kesedaran kepada semua bahawa ambil takaful sebagai mitigation the risk. This is one way, okay? Bukan hanya berserah kepada kodak dan kodak. Because when we die, yes, we are under the earth, but the family that we left behind. Kalau kita mati, okay. Tapi kalau berlaku total permanent disability, contoh berlaku accident, na'udzubillah, dipotong kakinya. So we have to survive, we still alive, we still need money. So dengan mengambil takaful, akan ada compensation itu tadi. So I think that to compare Malaysia and Indonesia is not fair in terms of giving the statistic because your population is larger than Malaysia. But I think at least if we see the increase of the penetration is good enough. Okay, so I think that's addressed your question just now. And then for the second, which is the microfinance, so again, Pak, you are talking about microfinance in terms of giving finance for the micro entrepreneurs or mitigating the risk. Yeah? Mitigating the risk. Yeah, so similar for in Malaysia, as far as I know now, like the businesses are also being encouraged, okay, and for takaful company, when they want to offer this product, they also actually do the research. Okay, for example, myself, we involved with one of the takaful company to develop one takaful product which is for disabled person. Okay, orang yang OKU, kalau disabled. So yeah, so it's similar for entrepreneurs. The takaful company, when they want to have this product, they do the research. Apakah bisnes ini perlu untuk mitigate risk yang bagaimana? And now one of the business that been done also on adakah pengusaha kecil yang membuat halal business, do they mitigate the risk by taking takaful, for example? And the takaful operator is looking into, is there any different risk faced by halal entrepreneurs compared to the ordinary entrepreneurs? And when they do the businesses, they will engage with other parties to market their product. So for example, kalau yang mengambil bisnes itu mengambil dananya dari bank, jadi mereka market melalui bank, banka takaful. Tapi kalau melalui koperasi, so they work with koperasi to market their product. So meaning that takaful operator, I think on their part, as reported by Malaysian Takaful Association, which is similar in Indonesia, you have Takaful Association. They are looking into what are the way and strategies to reach out to many as possible of their of the people or the entrepreneurs in terms of helping them to mitigate the risk. And the perception of we want to take business, we want to get a profit just for the profit, they have shifted their paradigm, meaning that we want that the entrepreneurs also get benefit. Not only we take the profit, we generate the profit, but for the sustainability and for the good of the whole community and the society. That is the way it's being done. Okay? And then for the last one, which is the OJK, which is in Indonesia, you mentioned about OJK giving warning to the Syariah institution. I think that is the role of OJK. And in Malaysia, we have Bank Negara Malaysia. Bank Negara Malaysia is actually monitoring very, I would say, very thorough monitoring because they have to support the mandate of the Bank Negara direction in terms of value-based intermediaries. So under value-based intermediaries, so for example, syarikat-syarikat takaful perlu offer the product which is affordable. So that's why, for example, we have takaful tenang or micro takaful, which is targeted inclusiveness of all the society with minimum premium payment. Like for example, only like 20 ringgit less than 100,000 rupiah to get the protection. Okay? So the inclusiveness for the society, and when Bank Negara having this direction, okay, it usually being taken by the takaful operator through their takaful association. And in Malaysia, I would say that because of the thorough monitoring and also engagement between Bank Negara and also the industry players will take positively the direction from Bank Negara. And for example, when Bank Negara encourage that all takaful operator to offer this micro takaful product or takaful tenang, Bank Negara issue a policy document which is policy takaful tenang policy document, which settle all the requirement for all takaful operator if they want to offer this micro takaful product, and they take into account what are the opinion, what are the says from the takaful company itself, meaning that it should be together, the Bank Negara and also the takaful operator, okay, when they develop this and also they develop the takaful product. So I think that's the way it been done in Malaysia. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Bu Asma. Prof. So, please for the two questions from the gentleman. Yeah.
Let me appreciate the three questions from two nice gentlemen, Baktino, and then the other nice guy, Shine, Pak Shine. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Your questions can be answered after studying Indonesian situations in more detail for 5 years more than maybe, but instead of answering directly you, let me refer to Korean case, okay? Because I know just the Korean cases only. And then in Korean society, you know, it's very, very difficult if government decide all, then people should follow them. Any policies cannot be practiced at the bottom of a bridge. Okay? So, in the case of Semaoron launched in 1970, government just provided some construction materials to evoke spiritual change. I mean, that to reduce the attitude and the behavior in the community. And then Korean government didn't interrupt the process of decision making at village level. So village people had to meet together to discuss about that. But just only one guide from the Korean government. Those materials provided by Korean government couldn't be used for individual or personal project. Just could be used for common project at village level. In this situation, village people had to meet together to discuss about what to do and how to do. Okay? And finally, they met several times. For some cases, more than 50 meetings they had. In some cases of villages in Korean society. And then finally, they arrived at the final decision, what to do first and what to do second and how to do this, how to do that, like this. Because they decided what to do and how to do by themselves, for themselves, of themselves, they could practice what they decided to do without any governmental intervention, by themselves, for themselves, of themselves. It's the best way to make people do their project by themselves. Okay? And then, it's the best way for Korean government to save the public finance. Because for 10 years, I mean that from 1970 to 1979, for 10 years, the first period of the Semaul Undong, the total fund needed to implement the Semaul project at village level, among them, over than 70% charged by village people by themselves voluntarily. And just only below than 30% funded by Korean government. It's the best way Korean government to save the public finance. Just to evoke the self-help spirit from the village people. So this Semaul project succeeded in improving living conditions by village people themselves, for themselves, of themselves, and then without any Korean governmental intervention directly. And then, what fueled this campaign more than 50 years is the key point to answer your question. Evolved to cope with the current issues and the problems we were facing at that time. So, in 1970s, economic problems was a critical point for us. So, in 1950s, Semaul focused on economic development through the community at village level, rebuilding community, I mean. So, like this, the approach of Semaul Undong, by themselves, for themselves, of themselves, succeeded in accumulating social capital. And then they themselves decided their priority order of project at village level, and I mean to realize their commonality altogether. They built good governance system, even in 1970s, which means that when even the academia didn't mention about the good governance system at that time, but practiced through Semaul Undong, because Korean government evoked village people, some the resilience spirits, such as diligence and self-help and the cooperation spirits from the village people themselves. Perhaps this kind of mechanism can be referred to other countries, because we are facing the same problems altogether in our world. But just a few countries succeeded in copying Korean Semaul-Undong experiences because in 2013, UNESCO designated the Korean experiences of Semaul-Undong as the world memory. In 2013, over than 20,000 documents recorded by village people by themselves. Yeah. So village people recorded their activities in more detail about proceedings or minutes of their village meetings. So their records can be reported to you, even though I cannot answer your question, your nice question. Thank you very much. And then I will study more about the Indonesian ecosystem. After that, I can answer you, maybe next year.
In your experience in Korea, Semaul-Undong, let's say like your project 50 or 40 years ago, there should be three components according to Pak Tino just now. If all the assumptions fulfilled, let's say the three part of the components are there, is it okay for Indonesia? But how, according to Pak Tino, how would you do it if 3 out of, let's say, 1 or 2 out of the components are not there? For example, from government to governance. Okay. That's one thing. And then social, and also the other one is physical. Okay. So if only one available, what would be your suggestion for us?
Yeah, it's true. Korea succeeded in paradigm shift from physical to human scale, and then from economic scale to HDI, developed by Hakim in 1995 by the UNDP, and then another combining two into one mixture, but it will be of no use for Indonesian people to copy these as they are, because those experiences should be localized to fit Indonesian ecosystem. And then Korean succeeded in this project more than 50 years ago. But nevertheless, it's true, we continue Semaul-Undong project nowadays. But it should be fit to satisfy current paradigms. I don't know what's going on Indonesian paradigm shifts nowadays.
I think about 5 to 6 years ago, we used to hear membangun dari pinggir. Similar to your Semaul-Undong, starting the development from the rural. I think we have the same pattern, but maybe about how the cultural aspect, local wisdom, and so on, that should be further learned by most of villagers in Indonesia.
The difference may be due to the differences in cultural aspects or economic conditions like this. Let me refer to one very excellent records written by Batten from Oxford University in United Kingdom. Professor Batten mentioned about these differences referring to the direct order from government or the bottom-up approach from the people. people wouldn't follow the governmental order directly without their initiatives and ownership. So it will be very important to evoke and to return people's initiatives and people's ownership at their village level. I think so.
Okay, I think one more questions or your experience how to respond to Pak Sain. What would be the theoretical foundation when you talk about Semaundong, and then you what do you call it? You relate it to the sustainability, how to get Korea up to this point.
Okay. Actually, I did prepare for the experiences of Semaundong, how to sustain Semaundong projects for more than 50 years, because let me refer to the organization, some village organization. I mean that. First, Korean government began to evoke village people to realize their ownership and the initiatives in their communities. Just providing scanty of construction materials such as cement and iron bar. But let village people decide their priority number of projects. So at the initial stage, village people were ignorant of what to do and how to do this. So at the initial stage, public officials working at the district level helped village people how to depict those maps of village and the situation. Here your house, and here this village road like this, and this streams flows like this, for example, and the mountains here. And in that situation, what would you like to do? First, you decide. Okay, so with this technical assistance from the public sector, village people had to decide what to do and how to do. Okay, and then finally they arrived at the final decision, and because they decided what to do and how to do, they had to mobilize the shortage of fund and the construction materials by themselves, for themselves, of themselves. Okay? And then next year, before that, public officials with the village leaders all together. At the time, village leaders were chosen by village people through direct vote. And then, so village people would follow their opinions like this. And then, in the end of project year, village people and village leaders with the public officials dispatched from the Korean government, central government, and the district government all together began to evaluate their result. Okay? According to these results, nearly half of villages in Korean rural societies supported with more construction materials. I mean, for the better achieved. But less achieved villages, no assistance from government anymore. You know that academic scholarship for whom? Better achieved or less achieved? Academic scholarship should be given to better achieved students. Okay? Like this, less achieved students, even in this year, to get the scholarship from the public sector or from the university, I must study harder. Yeah, like this. And within 2 or 3 years, nearly all the villages again began to decide their own Semaurundong project at village level, and they mobilized nearly all funds needed to implement this project without any outer assistance. Okay, and after that, evaluated again by the public sector and the village people all together again. Also, and the next year could be guaranteed more incentives from public sector and then the private sector also. Yeah, like this sustained, circular, and this kind of approaches succeeded in producing and building a circular causation process for expanding village economy.
So Semaundong, you sustain the universe by sustainable effort.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you very much. Teman-teman, ini dari itu ya, dari Zoom. Okay, we have 2 questions from the audience through daring, through online to Professor So. How to maintain economic sustainability while political leaders change, or they are fighting each other maybe. Okay. And then to Ibu Asmak, how to encourage medium scale enterprises to be aware of the risk in business, and how to encourage MSMEs to understand this risk and protect them with insurance. Maybe you continue for the 4th questions.
Okay. Semaurundong succeeded in recovering economy or creating new economy for Korean people. After that, even though succeeded another political parties, anyone couldn't ignore or deny these successful stories. So it's why anybody or any political leaders in Korean society had to follow those experiences of Semaurundong, because Semaurundong approaches can save much public finance on behalf of Korean government. It's the best way to run the efficient government. Okay, so the opposite, even though the opposite side political parties grasped the powers, they couldn't deny or they couldn't ignore these successful stories in Korean history. Is why we continue to implement this kind of approach, to practice Semaurundong approach. Nowadays, even more than 50 years passed by, but the Korea Semaurundong Center has a huge organization, more than 2 million Semaur leaders from the bottom level. I've been told that Indonesia has a good governance system establishing the Ministry of Village. And then I believe that the Ministry of Village can play the role like Semaurundong approach, bottom-up approach. I mean that. Okay? So it's very important to save the only one Earth, our only one habitat, the only one planet, to sustain and to evoke the bottom-up approach, to satisfy Indonesian ecosystems. But now, I don't know Indonesian ecosystem in more detail, so even though I cannot answer you directly, it's true. Bottom-up approach will be very, very important to build a good governance system and to accumulate social capital and then to practice sustainability. If individuals wouldn't practice what Grokti said already, to reduce the gap between our attitude and then our behaviors, we cannot practice work, we cannot realize sustainable development. I think so.
1 more minute. In your experience as a Korean, we heard that in your political situation, during, let's say, the exchange of the government, there will be a conflict over there. But it doesn't mean that all the country will be influenced by the political fighting over there. What is in your experience, what would be the ratio? Why there is no direct effect, even though the political party is gonjang-ganjing in Indonesia, is very, let's say, chaotic, but there is no problem to the people in the village. Yeah.
Korea Semaurundong Center is composed of political free.
Oh, okay.
Like PPT.
Yes.
Public sector and the private sector partnership.
Oh.
It's the reason.
Okay. So even though the government is changed, and also I said just now, even if the political leaders are fighting each other, it doesn't mean that all the programs built from the villages will be destroyed.
Yeah. And then we have nearly over 10 million ex-members of village leaders, Semaurundong leaders.
Yeah.
Now, they are alive. And then they have a powerful voting opportunities, chances. So, any political leaders cannot ignore them.
So they have a very strong position. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Ibu, the last question for you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much. So when we talk about how to encourage, to be aware, the answer is clear. It's a continuous effort on giving awareness through education. And it can be done, for example, for the funder, or if the government is giving the fund, it should be integrated into their program on risk mitigation awareness. Okay? Because we cannot expect that why the business entrepreneurs is struggling to start up the business, to do the business, okay, they aware on their own, but it needs encouragement from the government, from the funder, okay, on giving them the alert of the risk and how to mitigate the risk. On top of that, of course, it can be also a thought, for example, in the class, in the university, because if the university student have the family who are the entrepreneurs, and if they themselves want to be the entrepreneurs, they have the idea already, okay, what are the risks that they may face and how to mitigate the risk. On top of that, Takaful operator may also, for example, engage digital media or digital platform by having influencer or the influencer who have the exposure with the digital entrepreneurship, okay, they become the ambassador, okay, for the Takaful operator or the Takaful company on spread the awareness, okay. And other than that, for example, it also can work together with the religious leaders, especially during like the Jum'ah prayer, during the khutbah. I mean, there are various venues for the takaful operator and the educators on spreading this awareness. If everybody take this responsibility collectively and sincerely want to overcome all this problem. Okay, so I think that would be my answer to this. And previously, I think I missed on the part of how what are the differences between Sharia mitigation risk, conventional and Islamic. I would say that in general it is similar, okay, because risk is universal. It do not confine to Sharia or non-Sharia. In general, it is universal. It can be done, I mean, similar what been done by conventional, except that certain area, maybe there are Sharia risks that is occur in the businesses. Okay, so for example, the risk that may occur which is from Sharia point of view. Okay, for example, if the business owner, for example, they take the funding from the conventional, which involve riba, for example, that is the Sharia risk. Okay, so but again, I would like to emphasize that the risk that are facing by the entrepreneurs, certain risks need insurance or takaful to be mitigated, but certain risks we cannot insure. But there are different ways to mitigate this risk. So for example, if the company or if the entrepreneurs are having the scarce or skillful employees, or the entrepreneurs themselves lack of skill, so this is also the risk in developing or in operating the business if there are lack of skill. So this risk has to be mitigated by taking and upskilling the skills. It cannot be insured. Okay, so we have to understand that when we look into the risk, certain risks can be insured, but certain risks can be mitigated with different way. Okay, so thank you very much.
Okay, we are approaching the last minute of our session. Thank you very much. I would like to invite one or two students here to give expression for what had been delivered by Professor So. Who wants to, and Ibu Asmak, ada yang mau komentar atau mau memberi testimoni dari teman-teman mahasiswa? Tidak ada? Okay, I'm going to Ibu Naf. Bu Naf, start from the beginning. I see you note all the discussion. Maybe you may give us a clue. What is the best lesson that we can use later on from these two distinguished speakers? Please, Ibu Naf.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ingat boleh lari ya. Okay, right. First of all, thank you very much, Professor So Jin Kwang and also Prof. Dr. Asmak. Okay, now when we talk about sustainability, in short, what Prof. So has said is that there must be an awareness. You got to understand what sustainability is all about, and there must be a paradigm shift. Meaning to say that if you do not know, then you must learn. You must know what actually is sustainability. Now, in 1 hour or 2 hours, we are not able to deliver everything. So whatever that you get, you talk about social capital, talk about governance and so on, all that are all embedded in sustainability. And what Dr. Asma was saying is that in Malay kita kata sediakan payung sebelum hujan. So we talk about entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, you see, they operate their businesses, and then what happened? We do not know the risk that will be taking place in the future. So you got to be ready, right? So by taking a takaful or whatever, insurance or any kind of protective actions to ensure that your business, the entrepreneurs, is a going concern, it goes on and to sustain in the long run. So when you are able to sustain, then you get income. So the income will not just help the entrepreneur, but also to help the country to sustain. Now, I also like to share a little bit, I did to show everyone evidence that on Sema Undong, people talk about Sema Undong concept. So we already done this. This research about 4 years ago about Sema Undong concept, and the case study that we took was BUMDES. Yeah? So I think because it's Indonesia, so it's BUMDES. So when we talk about sustainability, we are talking about economic sustainability. Now, how can this BUMDES survive? Yeah? So what we did was, we went to Korea, we interviewed them, we did our research and so on. And as Professor So was saying, there was this spiritual reform triangle, where you talk about diligence, talk about self-help, and you talk about cooperation. But the most important thing in Korea, there is this government commitment. Yeah? Even though government only give 30% of the fund, but the commitment is very, very important. Yeah? And then we talk about leadership, and the people in Korea, how they are very cooperative, they work together, the participation is unbelievable. That's why we talk about Sema Undong, very, very successful throughout the world. Yeah? So Korea from in the 60s, 70s, a very poor country, now become one of the top richest country in the world. So based on our research, we came out with the findings, and then we came out with innovation. Yeah? So the innovation that we came out with was a model. So by using the model, we can predict whether the BUMDES can sustain or not. Yeah, whether based on our some elements that we got based on the interviews, so we can see there is this web that we came out with and see whether boleh sustain atau tidak. So what we can also say that the sustainability of this BUMDES, they can predict, they can do self-assessment, and from there they can see, they'll find out what actually happened. That means there must be some risk, so they can take takaful. Yeah. So these are the things. There is interrelated with each other. So we are still doing this research. Yeah. So it is a joint research between Indonesia, Malaysia, and South Korea. So I just like to just say that the name of the project is Sonata. It's just like winter sonata, but the name Sonata comes from Professor So Kwang, and Nafsia, A Aida, Ta is Utami, and R is Rizal. Those are our researchers, so we came out with that name. So anyway, any of the students here who would like to know more, or not just students, anyone who would like to know more about the Sema Undong concept, you can email me, get my contact. Again, I'm very, very happy because I'm very into it. Yeah, and then now, even though I finished this one project, but we are going into another project on Sema Undong to help the BUMDES in Indonesia. So thank you very much.
Teman-teman mahasiswa dosen, kalau tidak punya penelitian tahun depan, ini ada supervisor di sini. How to predict the future of BUMDES in Indonesia. Nanti tanda tangan Ibu Dekan, nanti bisa dapat dana penelitian 100 juta ya, 1 tahun. Ya, 100 million rupiah. And the name is Sonatar. I think you should add some more word here, some more huruf here. Sonatar G, Gorki. Next project. Okay, thank you Bu Naf. Ibu Dekan, I think you agree that this is all the participants enthusiastic with this seminar. I think you may give applause or thanks to all the audience, not only in here but also Zoom, and also to our distinguished speaker.
Thank you, Prof. Gorki. First of all, I would like to send my biggest thanks to our distinguished speakers, Prof. So and Prof. Nafsia. Prof. Asmak and also Prof. Nafsia. And also all the participants, all the presenters who attend this meeting online and offline. We have very exciting seminar this morning. We have very, very positive input. We have very positive insight from both of you. And I hope through this seminar, we can disperse this issue about sustainability and about how to mitigate risk in terms of takaful and Islamic world to broader society, so it can have positive impact to all of us. I think that's all. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, that's the end of our discussion. Two keywords I get from this discussion this morning. The first one is about sustainability, and the second one is entrepreneurship in general. So, it seems that entrepreneur is not only a profession now. If only how to get money, entrepreneurship means or implies a profession. But to make it relate to the sustainability aspect, it seems that entrepreneurship is not a profession alone anymore, but also the way of working, the way of thinking. Let's say the new way of working or the new way of thinking. So that we are not only talking about the tactical one or operational one, but we can take it to the strategical level. So there will be good for not only for students, but also for the lecturers here, and also for those who are attend this seminar. Once again, thank you very much. You are all great. And back to you, Bijak.
All right, round of applause for all of our distinguished speakers. Thank you so much, Professor Gorky. Such an inspiring, such an insightful discussion. We learned so much from Professor So and Professor Asmak, of course. And we truly hope all of you which attend here physically at Universitas Terbuka Convention Center or through Zoom enjoy that too and can pick a lot of insight. Therefore, to follow up this discussion, we would like to give a token of appreciation towards our moderators and two of our distinguished speakers. We would like to kindly invite the deans of the Faculty of Economic and Business of Universitas Terbuka and also the chairman of ISBEST to come up stage to give the tokens of appreciation. Okay, the first certificate goes to Professor Gorky. Second to Professor Asmak. Following on to Professor So. All right, please give your biggest smile to the camera. All right, not only certificate, we have another special gift for our distinguished speaker and moderators. A very special customized caricature to each and every speaker.
Baby. Oh. 40 years ago.
Another picture together, perhaps? Just one more thing. All right, round of applause, dear ladies and gentlemen. This concludes our first panel discussions of ISBEST, the International Seminars on Business and Economic, Social Science and Technology 2023. All right, dear ladies and gentlemen, please pay your attention to me because I will give you a very important information regarding our parallel sessions. We would like to inform you that the parallel session will start at exactly 1 p.m. I repeat, the parallel session that we all been waiting for will start at exactly 1 p.m. and all participants are welcome to join at the respective room that has been assigned to you, whether it is physically here in Universitas Terbuka Convention Center, where we have 4 rooms all around you, or if you are joining us through online Zoom, we have 5 different breakout rooms that you can join separately to get the full experience of our conference. Later on, after the parallel session is done, you're welcome to join us again at the main venue at 3 p.m. because we will resume our main event. A bit of side notes for those of you who join us through Zooms, please change your name. Please change your username in Zoom based on the name that you put on Google Form to make the room assignment easier for us. Therefore, I would like to close this first session, and the most important announcement of them all, the lunch has been served. Thank you so much and have a nice break. Thank you so much. All participants, you are welcome to take the lunch that has been served back there in the form of box and enjoy your lunch. A bit of information for those of you who wants to pray. Musola is located across the UTCC in the back of the I Love UT sign.
Yang menurut saya perlu kita tingkatkan karena kapan lagi kita bisa showcasing inovasi-inovasi terutama di sektor publik. Banyak lembaga yang menggunakan atau melakukan event yang sama, tetapi tentu Universitas Terbuka dengan jangkauan yang cukup luas bisa membuat event ini lebih baik. Saya beberapa kali pergi ke daerah dan saya melihat banyak sekali inovasi yang bisa dimunculkan, bisa dipamerkan, bisa di-share kepada berbagai pihak, baik di dalam negeri maupun di luar negeri. Tentu saya tadi menyadari kelihatannya teknis dalam hal penyampaian inovasi itu terutama menggunakan bahasa Inggris menjadi tantangan tersendiri. Jadi saya usulkan ke depan mungkin supaya mereka yang memang tidak punya kemampuan bahasa Inggris yang bagus dapat menyajikan dalam bentuk presentasi video sehingga dapat dipahami oleh juri, dan nanti juri dapat melakukan tanya jawab dengan ada yang bisa memberikan terjemahan sehingga tidak saja mereka yang memang memiliki bahasa Inggris yang dapat memamerkan inovasinya, tetapi juga semua pihak yang memang inovasinya bagus, sayang kalau terkendala bahasa. Tetapi sekali lagi, Kopsi luar biasa, saya sudah beberapa kali jadi juri dan saya selalu menikmati kehadiran saya untuk menilai inovasi-inovasi pada acara Kopsi.
Satu kata yang bisa saya sampaikan, it is amazing, ya. Luar biasa. Saya ucapkan congratulations untuk Universitas Terbuka, ya, terutama Fakultas Ekonomi yang di tahun 2023 ini sudah berhasil menjaga keberlangsungan program KOPSI ini hingga tahun yang kelima. Maka sekali lagi saya mengucapkan congratulations, ini luar biasa. Dan di tahun kelima ini satu perkembangan yang cukup signifikan karena Fakultas Ekonomi Universitas Terbuka berhasil berkolaborasi nih dengan international partner yaitu SCCA dalam rangka untuk meningkatkan mutu. Dan terbukti berbagai peserta yang mengirimkan karya inovasinya itu ada improve ya dari sisi quality gitu ya. Jadi ini adalah satu perkembangan yang luar biasa dan patut kita apresiasi tentu karena effort dan semangat teman-teman dari Fakultas Ekonomi UT yang luar biasa. Nah, tentu saya berharap agar ke depan ini program KOPSI tetap terjaga dengan baik dan selalu improve ya berbagai macam strategi maupun cara ya untuk bagaimana agar produk-produk inovasinya lebih baik.
Hello everyone, thank you for your enthusiasm joining the 5th KOPSI 2023, a competition that nurtures innovations in the public sector. As our time to this year's KOPSI has about to end, we are really looking forward to collaborating again with Universitas Terbuka for the 6th KOPSI 2024. And with that, we are also keen to get more and more participants for the 6th KOPSI to further accelerate the progression of development of public sector accounting. On behalf of ACCA, we are looking forward to seeing you next year.
See you at the 6th KOPSI 2024.
KOPSI ini merupakan event yang menurut saya perlu kita tingkatkan karena kapan lagi kita bisa showcasing inovasi-inovasi terutama di sektor publik. Banyak lembaga yang menggunakan atau melakukan event yang sama, tetapi tentu Universitas Terbuka dengan jangkauan yang cukup luas bisa membuat event ini lebih baik. Saya beberapa kali pergi ke daerah dan saya melihat banyak sekali inovasi yang bisa dimunculkan, bisa dipamerkan, bisa di-share kepada berbagai pihak, baik di dalam negeri maupun di luar negeri. Tentu saya tadi menyadari kelihatannya teknis dalam hal penyampaian inovasi itu terutama menggunakan bahasa Inggris menjadi tantangan tersendiri. Jadi saya usulkan ke depan mungkin supaya mereka yang memang tidak punya kemampuan bahasa Inggris yang bagus dapat menyajikan dalam bentuk presentasi video sehingga dapat dipahami oleh juri dan nanti juri dapat melakukan tanya jawab dengan ada yang bisa memberikan terjemahan sehingga tidak saja mereka yang memang memiliki bahasa Inggris yang dapat memamerkan inovasinya, tetapi juga semua pihak yang memang inovasinya bagus, sayang kalau terkendala bahasa. Tetapi sekali lagi, Kopsi luar biasa. Saya sudah beberapa kali jadi juri dan saya selalu menikmati kehadiran saya untuk menilai inovasi-inovasi pada acara Kopsi.
Satu kata yang bisa saya sampaikan, it is amazing, ya, luar biasa. Saya ucapkan congratulations untuk Universitas Terbuka, ya, terutama Fakultas Ekonomi yang di tahun 2023 ini sudah berhasil menjaga keberlangsungan program Kopsi ini hingga tahun yang kelima. Maka sekali lagi saya mengucapkan congratulations. Ini luar biasa. Dan di tahun kelima ini satu perkembangan yang cukup signifikan karena Fakultas Ekonomi Universitas Terbuka berhasil berkolaborasi nih dengan international partner yaitu SCCA dalam rangka
Tak dapat dipungkiri bahwa untuk mewujudkan impian tidak semudah membalik telapak tangan. Menjadi yang terdepan adalah tuntutan. Di tengah era revolusi industri yang semakin ketat, PT Temprina Media Grafika hadir untuk menjawab tantangan dunia. Sebagai perusahaan percetakan di Indonesia, PT Temprina Media Grafika selalu berinovasi untuk menyongsong prospek bisnis ke depan. Upaya ini didukung dengan mengusung visi kuat untuk menjadi perusahaan percetakan yang unggul dan mengedepankan inovasi serta menjadi aset nasional yang dibanggakan. Dengan memberikan layanan produk yang berkualitas, tepat waktu dan jumlah, serta memberikan jaminan keamanan produk kepada pelanggan. Meningkatkan komunikasi dalam menjalin sinergi dengan berbagai pihak yang berkesinambungan. Membentuk sumber daya manusia yang berintegritas, profesional, berkualitas, dan berdedikasi tinggi demi tercapainya pertumbuhan. Melakukan pengembangan proses yang berkesinambungan dengan mengikuti teknologi cetak terkini demi terciptanya daya saing tinggi, serta menciptakan berbagai inovasi demi terciptanya nilai tambah produk dan peluang usaha baru. Kesiapan menghadapi tantangan untuk memenuhi kebutuhan percetakan telah dilakukan Temprina dengan menyusun kekuatan dan strategi baru melalui support bisnis yang kuat dari beberapa perusahaan, yaitu PT JP Press Media Utama. Sebagai salah satu perusahaan penerbit di Indonesia, PT JP Press Media Utama memiliki peran ikut serta mencerdaskan bangsa, khususnya dalam menunjang pendidikan nasional. PT JP Press Media Utama fokus pada penerbitan buku teks pelajaran, buku panduan pendidikan, buku referensi, LKS, buku-buku umum populer, hingga penerbitan majalah. PT Dinamika Indomedia Temprina Group juga memiliki anak perusahaan yang bergerak dalam bisnis pengadaan dan penyalur buku-buku pendidikan dengan wilayah pemasaran yang tersebar di Indonesia. PT Dinamika Indomedia juga mengelola JP Store sebagai branding retail buku dan alat pendidikan dengan situs belanja online yang dapat diakses di alamat website www.jpstore.online. Temprina Packaging Temprina Packaging lebih fokus pada printing offset commercial packaging. Dengan komitmen tinggi untuk terus maju ke depan menjadi perusahaan percetakan dan packaging yang terkemuka di Indonesia, Temprina selalu memberikan servis dan kualitas produk yang terbaik dengan menggunakan mesin modern dan bahan baku yang berkualitas. PT Dinamika Cahaya Pustaka sebagai salah satu perusahaan yang bergerak dalam bidang penerbitan dan distributor dengan fokus utama pada penerbitan mushaf Al-Quran, PT Dinamika Cahaya Pustaka berkomitmen menjadi salah satu penerbit yang turut serta mencerdaskan dan memajukan kehidupan umat Islam. Untuk memberikan pelayanan prima kepada pelanggan, PT Dinamika Cahaya Pustaka memiliki 2 cabang perusahaan yang terletak di Kota Gersik dan Kota Bandung. Temapek. Melalui brand Temapek yang berada di bawah naungan PT Aliansi Temprina Nyata Grafika, Temapek hadir dengan memfokuskan pada produk shopping bag dan paper bag berkualitas premium yang didukung dengan mesin berteknologi tinggi. Di antaranya, mesin cetak flexo, mesin satchel bag, dan mesin paper bag square bottom. Mesin-mesin Temapek yang fleksibel mampu memproduksi paper bag dengan berbagai macam ukuran, speed tinggi, dan akurasi cetakan yang presisi. Guna mendukung pencapaian tujuan perusahaan, PT Temprina Media Grafika memiliki nilai-nilai yang terbingkai dalam kata siap, lewat spirit sinergi, integritas, inovasi, adil dan profesional, sekaligus identitas Temprina yang senantiasa totalitas dalam memberikan yang terbaik bagi negeri, kini dan nanti.
Temprina! Temprina! Sinergi, inovatif, integritas, adil, profesional, siap!
Selama berabad-abad, lurik dikenal sebagai kain tenun dengan ciri khasnya, sebuah warisan budaya masa lampau untuk dunia yang lebih luas. Belajar dari budaya leluhur, kami percaya bahwa penciptaan mahakarya membutuhkan ketenangan karsa, keunikan cita rasa, dan ketekunan diri. Yang kami persembahkan melalui kualitas tertinggi dari sebuah produk cetak yang mampu bertahan melewati waktu dan penggunaan.
Dengan dilandasi keyakinan, UT mampu beradaptasi dengan setiap perubahan dan sumber daya manusia yang excellent, serta memiliki jiwa dan karakter Pancasila yang kuat. Universitas Terbuka siap menyongsong era baru pendidikan tinggi jarak jauh di tanah air yang modern menuju Indonesia maju.
Dahulu, ketika UT didirikan pada tahun 1984, tidak sedikit orang yang memandang sebelah mata Universitas Terbuka. Hari ini kita percaya bahwa UT telah menjadi perguruan tinggi negeri yang besar, berdiri sejajar dengan perguruan tinggi lain yang lebih dahulu didirikan, bahkan terdepan dalam pendidikan terbuka dan jarak jauh. UT menjadi instrumen penting pemerintah dalam pemerataan pendidikan tinggi berkualitas dunia ke seluruh pelosok tanah air, bahkan mancanegara. Sulit rasanya meningkatkan angka partisipasi kasar pendidikan tinggi tanpa kehadiran UT.
Seiring dengan berubahnya status menjadi perguruan tinggi badan hukum atau PTNBH, yang membuatnya sejajar dengan perguruan tinggi terkemuka di Indonesia yang lebih dahulu didirikan, UT semakin lincah dalam merespon beragam tuntutan internal dan eksternal dengan melakukan terobosan baru yang inovatif dan adaptif. Dengan semangat, tatanan dan budaya kerja baru mewujudkan Indonesia maju. Perkembangan teknologi yang ramah pengguna, terjangkau, tersebar, serta semakin meningkatnya literasi digital masyarakat. UT semakin mendapat tempat di hati berbagai kalangan. Hal itu tampak pada terus meningkatnya jumlah mahasiswa dan dalam 5 tahun terakhir, jumlah mahasiswa usia muda terus meningkat. Menyadari karakteristik dan kompleksitas pendidikan jarak jauh dan masyarakat yang berubah dengan cepat, UT melakukan investasi yang signifikan untuk penyediaan infrastruktur modern dan SDM yang berkualitas. Gedung Profesor Setiadi menjadi landmark keseriusan UT dalam menjadikan teknologi modern sebagai tulang punggung layanan kepada mahasiswa dan stakeholders lainnya. Gedung yang dilengkapi peralatan terkini siap memberikan layanan online terbaik.
Pada tahun ini, UT meluncurkan aplikasi MyUT yang memudahkan mahasiswa mengakses semua layanan pendidikan dengan menerapkan teknologi Sistem Single Sign-On atau SSO.
Dalam mewujudkan akuntabilitas keuangan, UT mengimplementasikan transformasi digital tata kelola keuangan atau yang disebut dengan SIP3, Sistem Informasi Perencanaan, Pelaksanaan, dan Pertanggungjawaban Keuangan.
Dengan demikian, setiap kegiatan dapat memaksimalkan value, meningkatkan kinerja dan kontribusi, serta menjaga keberlanjutan UT dengan prinsip transparansi, accountability, independensi, responsibility, dan fairness. UT mengembangkan aplikasi sendiri yang diberi nama Smart Procurement Management Information System yang disingkat PROMIS.
Aplikasi ini sudah mendapatkan penghargaan dan apresiasi dari sejumlah lembaga pemerintah, termasuk perguruan tinggi negeri yang sudah menggunakannya.
Sebagai jantung sebuah perguruan tinggi, fakultas memiliki peran penting dalam memberikan layanan akademik dan terus berpacu meningkatkan kualitas akademik dan inovasi pembelajaran. Akreditasi baik nasional maupun internasional, termasuk upaya mendapatkan international recognition, terus dibangun. Di antaranya penyiapan bilingual course materials untuk menampung international students.
Kami menyadari bahwa keberhasilan UT adalah berkat kepercayaan pemerintah dan masyarakat. Mari membangun manusia dan Indonesia yang lebih baik bersama Universitas Terbuka.